We're going to be starting Legend of Kralis very soon. Very, very awesome.
I'm mimicking what I have been seeing.
Awesome.
That's okay. That is okay.
Awesome. TT RPG. But we'll be starting very soon.
That's the best way to learn, is to mimic. So you got it.
So if you're seeing pieces.
Yeah, so one moment we'll get started here, and then we'll start the Legend of Kralis.
So you click on rank your characters.
Yeah, no, I think he did pretty good too.
So, any questions, you guys? You have any questions about it? You have any questions that you want to talk about before the whole game starts?
No, I'm all ready.
Nope. Just the owlbear link because I don't have it either.
Right.
I need to.
Thank
I
you.
need to. Yeah. I'll need to bookmark it.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
Because what happens is every time I generate a new game, it
Eh,
regenerates. It's simply
gotcha.
because it keeps people from crashing it. All right, so
Gotcha.
it's in our general chat.
Sweet. I see it. Can you? I didn't even try that. I'm gonna have to try that.
Oh, look at that. Are you guys on Nitro? Are you boosted?
Maybe.
Yeah. So if
Are
you're
we?
boosted, then you can. If you're not boosted, you can't.
Oh.
Brilliant.
Wait. Am I boosted?
You need to go. You need for you, Kim. You need to take a moment and finish the sexy troll, so that can be your background. And that way, you have different backgrounds for each of your characters.
It doesn't let me pick it, so I guess I'm not boosted.
Yeah, you would. It's a $5 or $9 $9.99
Where's the
$9.99.
Where's the boost? Is it called Discord Nitro? Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
that's Nitro. Yeah.
Monthly. Select.
Okay. If you guys are not following, if you guys aren't watching on Twitch, audience helps with the wonderful algorithm.
Indeed.
We are 2.5. We are less than two. We're less than 3 days away from this Kickstarter happening, and
Oh my god, it's that close already.
yeah, right. I mean,
Holy smokes.
so one thing I've actually thought about doing is called is doing another party reward or party pledge. So you could for $75 you can get 4 of the players guides, one of the GM's guide, and one of the hilarious the Beastry guide for $75, which would be
Wow.
essentially 50% off
Heck yeah. That's yes.
and stuff.
That's a really good deal.
So we'll see. So yeah, so because each one of them is $29.99 each, or $25.99. So 25. So one 25, 50, 75, 100, $125, $150 for all 4 or 5 of those books.
All right, so we're gonna be starting very soon. I'm gonna go and do my live screen here. You guys can check out Kralis, the Game Master. He is very, very good. I mean, he made his own TTRPG, and it's actually really, really awesome how he made his whole
Ooh.
world, a
Yeah.
whole different like D&D kind of like world. But yeah, drop him a follow,
Are massively expensive.
or just go by and just check it out. It is Tilaris Game Master.
All the spells go into.
and
Right.
That
yeah,
is just under
it's
$6,000
very awesome what he does,
Dang.
and he does a lot of one shots, sometimes 2 shots. But yeah, you never know. You could be
Wow.
next time. You could be the one in the
So
Talaris Game Master and
massive stretch goal.
Yeah.
Legend.
so-
Sure.
Any questions? Are you guys good to go?
Good
all
to
good.
go.
And just to let you know, so there's gonna
You never
there's
know,
two
you might be in
cameras, right?
next
There's this
game.
camera right here.
Legend and
That
Kralis.
is Discord camera, so you guys can see me what I'm doing. And then this camera over here that you can't see is the actual streaming camera.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I was able to figure that out. I was like, oh, wow, I can actually do that. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, ready?
Oh,
Mhm.
there.
I did.
It's in there. It's linked.
Oh.
It's linked.
I
You
went to
linked
the
it.
wrong place.
You did.
I did.
You are wrong.
Thank you. Ready.
All right, here we go. Transitioning over. Transition.
All right, and we're starting now.
Hey guys, how are you all? Second time today that you get to see my ugly face. Doing some Legends of Kralis role playing. So we had the British group earlier today, and now we are catching up on the Pacific Rim. Oh, that's what I'm going to call them. The Pacific Rims. The Pacific Rimmers. Yeah,
Sure.
we'll call them the Pacific
West
Rims.
Coasters.
The West Coasters, that's too missiles. So anyways, we're catching up with them. Last week we had one of our players actually ended up with a newborn, and
Indeed.
just has pretty much wiped him out. So we are going to be catching up on the group as they survived their asteroid encounter that they crashed into on their way to the Callistus Void Station. Thank you, Dee Dee. I appreciate that. And we're going to jump into that. So let's go ahead and get over and meet the players. And as always, we have. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hello there.
How are you?
So let's go through this. We have the wonderful and awesome always and much loved Dee Dee Depth, whatever. Dee Dee Dead? Why Dee Dee Dead? I still haven't figured that out.
Oh.
Oh, that makes sense. And who are you playing today? The sexy troll.
So.
The sexy troll. Look out. Uh-oh. And then above her, we have Joe, the magnificent savior or safer. You need to like calm that down there.
I'm working on muting it right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. This is me time. This is me time. Come on, buddy.
This is his time.
Yeah.
You're taking all his time away.
Can we redo this again? I just can't focus.
So her is the awesome and always magnificent Joe. How are you?
I am doing very well. Thank you very much.
And who are you playing?
I am playing myself. Well, not myself, but Yasha. Let's see. Nahula.
Nahala.
Nahala. Nahala. One of those two.
You better get your own name correctly, otherwise I'm gonna start teasing you about it. Right?
But
And then
yes.
next to him is the always impressive, impetuous Schmidt
That's me.
Cafios. How are you today?
I'm doing very well.
Good.
Thank you.
And who are you playing today?
I'm playing Tyric Kasorol.
And that is
Tajahu.
Tajahu. Right on.
Tajahu martial artist.
Oh, look out. Look out. So when we last left you guys, when we last encountered, you guys actually had finished up the second half of your unexpected crashing into a rogue asteroid on your way to the Callistus Void Station, and survived that as you were basically chased out of the asteroid by a bunch of void spiders, essentially chasing you and trying to get a hold of you. And I think one of your ships didn't work correctly, and so two of you jumped into one ship and shared a ride.
Yeah, I launched myself into space.
That's nice.
And I had to get
That's
picked up.
nice. So we are going to pick up as you guys have been authorized to land in one of the bays for the station, and as you do, let me move this over here. Come on, move over here. Move over here. There we go. You guys come onto a promenade, and it's very busy. There is a bustle of revelry and commerce. There's crowds spilling out of the gambling halls with the sounds of victory and the moans of defeat. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the music of some local bands issuing
Issue.
from one of the multitude of cantinas and bars that are on this promenade. There only seems to be a handful of citizens milling about in the main areas of the promenade. Many are gazing outside of the huge windows out at Kralis far below. You hear the hawking of business of hawking their wares, trying to get you to buy something. There are not small, but like outdoor barbecues and things like that, where they're trying to sell you, this weird and crazy piece of meal or this bird or that, and get you guys to do that. And you know that there are a number of what we call the Knights of Kiris. They are kind of like the military and sheriffs of the void.
Hey there, little duck. How you
They are
doing?
carrying swords. They've got shields on their back, and they are all equipped with some sort of pistol or even rifles as they're milling about the main avenue of the promenade. They look like they're on their usual patrol. They're leisurely placed at a leisurely pace. What do you guys want to do?
Well,
Hey, Mootley, how are you? Thank you for checking in. Mootley, by the way, you guys, is in
Mootley.
Australia.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
They're having their winter right now. Oh no, they're having their summer right now because we're in winter.
Yeah, we're in winter. They're having their summer.
Good times, good times.
So, like I said, this promenade, it's kind of like one of those open markets kind of concepts, right? Where you got all kinds of business people hawking their wares. You got people trying to sell you snack food.
Wolf moo quack.
The bars, people are coming in and out of the bars. There's loud music playing. You have these guys kind of walking down the promenade. They're flicking these cards, trying to give you these cards of advertisement, things like that, to get you to come to different places. But what do you guys want to do?
Well, I think Tyrek's going to take a quick look around here, and after the situation they've just been in, he's going to turn to his two comrades and go, well, I don't know about you two, but I could use a place to rest after all of that. I'm a bit worn out after all the excitement. What about you guys?
Yeah, a bit worn out. That was not enough excitement yet.
Well, it was definitely an interesting turn of events, to say the least, but still, I've never been here before, and at the very least, I want to get my feet grounded somewhere, and a place to rest would be just a good place to centralize ourselves and go from there and do whatever businesses we have. What say you?
Hey, little one, Duck 101, how are you?
Sounds very good, I guess.
So what do you guys want to do? He's wanting to get some rest. Maybe do you guys want to go to one of the cantinas? You want to find like a local brothel, maybe, or a hotel? I mean, it's a void station, from different species. And it's literally, imagine an entire Las Vegas stuffed into this small area, right?
Yep.
Basically in this
Yep.
promenade. So
Cantina sounds great. Yes, to get freshened up. That would be perfect. And I don't know that makeup's a priority, but I'm sure by the looks of this place, we can easily accommodate that. Well, to each their own, I suppose. But
Makeup, huh?
it's best that we travel together. I don't know, have either of you been to the station before? Yes. We don't need that immediately. If makeup is your priority, at the very least, we could take a quick look around and get our bearings and see what we have about us first. True, true. But
As you guys are trying to determine what to do here, why don't you all either give me an alertness check or a perception check, whichever seems to be better fitting for you. Let me know how many successes you got. Ooh, thank you, Mr. Serby, Drunk Serby, for the hosting.
it's going to
Appreciate
be 4 successes for me.
it. Okay. You don't have your dice out?
He is
Oh,
not
you are
prepared.
not ready.
Oh man.
Oh, she's being
Oh.
choosy.
Being choosy.
Aha. That is
Threat-
important.
Threaten them with being ran over. That tends to work for me.
And which one are we using? Are we doing?
We're gonna go.
Pretty is always a good choice.
All right. Rolling against what?
Same question.
Say again?
Alertness or perception?
Yeah, either one, whichever one you want to use. Ooh, that's 5 successes. 5 successes more than
So 30 against 72. So 4.
or almost 5 successes. That's brilliant. As you guys are kind of chit chatting with what you want to do, you notice that there are these two individuals that seem to be loitering on the promenade, and they don't seem to mesh with the crowds around them. They stick out, in they just they seem to be scanning the crowd closely, perhaps looking for somebody. Though they don't seem to. They look at you and then move on. Right? They look at you for a second and then they kind of start looking. They're looking at individuals. Both of them seem to be very intent on trying to find somebody. Who had the most successes? I think that was you, right, Tarek?
I had 4.
4. So then
So,
Katra and Yasha. But since Yasha's not there, we'll give it to Katra. You also notice that despite wearing normal traveling clothes, they tend to be carrying a pistol of some sort tucked into their jackets. Um, and what's interesting is they both seem to be wearing the identical same garments, kind of like like gang clothes, like right, they're not necessarily
like
like
they're
dressed in
affiliated
ties
with
or
the
anything like that,
thing.
but they seem to be affiliated because they're almost like a matching set, right?
Right.
You also notice, Katra, that while they're scanning the crowd, they tend to kind of whisper to each other, and they keep when they speak to each other, they go to they looks like they talk to something on their wrist, and then they speak with each other and they continue to scan the crowd.
A bit suspicious, but given the location we're in and the variety of people, maybe not so much. But it looks like they're looking for something. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe they're part of a group meant to keep the peace, but if not, they're it's best we keep our eye on them as we move about. Mark them. Make sure we don't come up on any unwanted surprises.
You're assuming I'm going to allow that to happen. No, I'm joking. I'm
Whoa! Yeah, you're done.
I'm done. I'm out.
I have no freedom.
Railroad.
Let's try not to look like newcomers as we move about. Don't gawk too much. It'll give away that we're not familiar with the place.
Are you gonna start moving towards a cantina? Do you want to find like a hostel or a hotel of some sort? Or there's brothels that are available if you so wish.
Let's move down the promenade and see if we can spot a shop that will get our friend here a new spacesuit.
All right. As you begin to make your way down the promenade, kind of looking at all the different wares, there's a couple of shops that sell void suits and things like that. As you do, um, let's see here. I'm going to do this. Each of you make a charisma check.
Ooh.
The one with the lowest score, with the the total number of successes, the greater number of successes, the lowest wins.
I'm winning. I'm winning. I got 3. Oh.
No, that's right. That's correct. That's 2.
Okay, let me see how many successes that is. Charisma, I have 6 successes because I rolled 3.
You rolled an odd 3?
Yeah.
Give yourself a heroic luck.
Woohoo!
What about you, Yasha?
I got 14 against charisma 70. So let's see, six.
And technically, Tarek, you actually get to roll another d10 to see how well you did.
Okay. All right.
See how well you win.
I win on a 6.
So that's 14 successes?
6 and 6, that'd be 12.
12 successes. As you are making your way through and you're kind of pointing these things out, you are suddenly bumped into by a slender woman, a human woman. She seems to be wearing greasy clothes. You can smell oil on her. She has short black hair, definitely the greasy uniform, and maybe a mechanic or a worker or something like that.
Okay.
And when she runs into you, you see that she's kind of like holding on to her midsection. She looks disheveled, like she's been running. And then when she bumps into you, she bumps into you in such a way that it actually knocks her to the floor. And she falls to the ground in front of you. And she looks up to you, goes, "Please help. Look, there's silver in it for you. Just help me." Suddenly, the 2 men that you guys were kind of like keeping your eye in kind of look at each other, and then they start talking or whispering to each other and whatever they have on their wrists.
What's the crowd around me look like? Like, can they see her now that she's on the ground, or is she like obscured by people walking the promenade?
Well, there's people walking the promenade, but it was a pretty big bump, right? So when she hits you, she kind of falls back, and the crowd kind of moves around her and stuff. So there's the 3 of you. There's this short-haired black woman, a woman with black short hair sitting on the ground, clutching her stomach. And she's looks like she was clearly having difficulty walking. She falls to the ground. She pleads to you. She goes, "Look, help me. There's silver in it for you." A few seconds later, these 2 very large Finn Connor step into the crowd, and they are wearing they're armored, very well armored. And they have on their left chest, they have this symbol that looks like a kind of like a black hand with a lightning bolt sliding through it. And they kind of start to look at you, and they begin moving towards you. One of them says, "Step away from the woman."
I'm sorry, you must be mistaken. What do you mean?
To who? The one that yelled at?
Yeah, the ones that are saying step away from the woman. I'm talking back to them.
She's under arrest. get away from her.
Who's under arrest?
Um, the woman that's basically she looks and she's kind of like doing one of those half seated crawls as she's moving, kind of trying to scramble her place behind you, Katja, because you're the biggest. She's like trying to move. So please, you got to get me out of here.
This
On-
woman on the ground is under arrest for what? What did she do?
On what charges?
Um, they start to come closer to you, and you can see that they're starting to draw weapons of some sort.
Gentlemen, please be at peace. My friend here has done nothing wrong. Can you prove that this woman has done anything? Show it to me.
We don't need proof. She's coming with us.
That's absolutely unnecessary. You absolutely need proof to.
all of you, right? All of you make intelligence checks.
All right.
I can give you some more information here.
Where's my intelligence? Character. So I rolled a 28 to my 69, so that's 4 successes for me.
Brilliant. And Yasha?
I got 12 against intelligence, 87. So 7?
8 successes.
8, yeah.
You kind of make out the fact that they look like they're impersonating the armor of the knights of Kusra that are there, but there's something off about them. And the two guys that you saw that were communicating with each other have kind of like, you can see them moving quickly away from the crowd, like they're trying to avoid getting involved with the situation that's unfolding in front of you. And they're like, we don't have to prove anything, and one begins to reach for her.
Absolutely not. You will keep your hands off and you will show identification. If not, then you will be on your way, or I will use force.
Initiative. Yeah, absolutely. You can try to intimidate. Absolutely.
Intimidate. Scare him off.
Way to go, Schmidt.
So do you have the skill? What am I thinking here? Give me a second. Let me get to the skills. I want to say. Of course, I'm using the wrong one. Whatever. Well, that's a combat. Combat. I think it's under convince. Yes, so you can try to intimidate them by using convince as part of your strength. So, do you have the skill convince? What?
Yeah, I think we all are.
All right, you can.
Let me
try
try
it. You can
convince.
still make an untrained convince check, and as an intimidation roll. So what you do is you roll 30 plus your strength modifier as a convince check against them.
So I got. Well, I'll wait.
Yes, Mr. Lord Baron, I am a coward.
Whoa.
You were over giving so much heroic luck. This is the consequence of your actions. No, 30 plus your strength modifier, and you need to roll underneath that to try to convince them.
Yeah.
So describe how you do that. How are you trying to intimidate them? Kind of, all right. You're trying to. Let's see if they are impressed with that or they fell for that. No, the one Fen Coner that you kind of like stand up to looks at you and just, and the other one begins to reach for the lady.
Okay. Well, my initiative roll before all that was 26. So.
So you actually improved. Awesome. You went from 23 to 26.
Yeah.
What about you, Yasha?
20.
Oh, you went up by 1. Brilliant. And what about you, Katra? Ooh, you went down.
It's that cramp in your bicep. It's causing
Right?
you to move a little slow. Yes.
Yes, obviously, right? Awesome. All right, so Tarek, you get to go first.
Okay. And you said they're pretty big? They're bigger than me, aren't they?
These guys are as tall as Katra, and
Okay.
they're wide. They're very large.
So I would initially think to go easy on them, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try and scare them off
I was
with
gonna
with
pull
the
my
first.
punches, but no.
Yeah. Their size leads me to think I don't want to do that. So let me get my character sheet back here real quick. Fatigue. I've got enough fatigue, so I'm gonna go. Where's my spells? Oh, now that I'm not fighting undead and robots, I can use some of these other spells. Okay, hold on. I need the player's handbook. Because I don't have the full descriptions. Kralis. Page 272.
You're not being ignored, Serby. She has heroic luck. She's just not using it. She's chosen not to use it to reroll. No, you have every opportunity at any time to go, you know what? I want to reroll that. You want to reroll that? Okay. Yeah, anytime you fail and you want to try to succeed better, you get a reroll, but you have to stick with that roll. So it could have gone completely opposite. Let's say that you roll and then you re-roll and you're at like 95. That's a complete failure, and you go to intimidate them and they just punch you in the face. Kind of.
Okay, so I'm going to use an ability called Cramping. The spell called Cramping to cause them to seize up. So I need to single target becomes seized with twitching cramps. Target is granted a willpower check at TS4 to avoid. Those that fail are unable to hold onto any items or move for the spell's duration. They also suffer a -10 per 3 successes to all of their skills for the next turn. Every turn.
Go ahead and make your Jinhu discipline.
We'll go back to page 1.
And then I get a willpower check TS4 against it.
Where's my Jinhu? Oh, martial arts. Ooh, okay. So that's an 8, which is 4 successes.
Right. So basically what would happen is if one of them fails, they're going to suffer -10 for 3 successes to all their skills. So you rolled an 8, so that's going to be some -20 to all their checks for the turn if they failed. One kind of he cramps up and you can see him in pain. The other one just looks at him and kind of, what's wrong with you? He goes, I can't. And kind of like you can see his body and his muscles just kind of like that seizing moment where they all just kind of like tighten. In fact, you're even sure that you kind of hear a cracking, maybe a snapping of tendons as they kind of as he comes to this almost sudden stop. That is a simple action. So you still have your full and your move.
So at that, and then having the other guy now notice that he's stuck that way, I'm just gonna kind of step in towards the other guy real close in sort of an offensive stance and say, this is your last chance to back off. And I'll just end my turn.
You'll end your turn? All right, Brilliant. Yasha, it's your turn.
All right. So Yasha's not going to be messing around. He's just going to do an energy globe.
He's going to plant an energy globe.
Yeah, just plant it right in his... Oh, yeah, I was going to say face, but yeah.
His stupid face.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. And I got 19... And that is Spellcraft, right? Yeah, 1962.
And you're doing
So
an energy globe.
62. I have a 19.
So that's five successes.
5, yeah.
And it's a magic defense for them. Are you doing it to the one that's still standing, or the one that's you can see that's physically like his fingers and everything are like he's like doing one of these things where he's just cramping in together? Do you want to do it to him or the other one that's standing?
I'm gonna do it to the other one that's standing.
All right, and you got six successes, correct?
Correct, yeah.
I have four. I have a four successes, so you only get two successes off on this one. So, but they will. He will be dazed for 1d10 turns because he still gets that. So he's going to be dazed for the next 3 turns as you hit him in literally the head with this energy globe, dazing him. He
Right,
also takes some
stupid thing.
damage and stuff like that, and you can hear him. And he's trying to wipe his wipe his head off from that. The other guy kind of looks at you, and he's now kind of coming down to the floor. Anything else you want to do, Yasha?
No, I'll end my turn with that.
um, the young lady at your feet, Katra, is kind of like she's still backing up, doing one of those push crawls while she's holding her belly. The other two are going to one. He gets an attempt to come out of it. No, and the other one he's still dazed, so their turn is done. Katra, what do you want to do? It's just the two of them currently. Yes. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
You're gonna use those horns for a good thing, right? Yep, it would be strength. Oh, brilliant. Um, so I'm gonna give him a defensive check, highly penalized for it. Yeah, he's still cramping, and all he can do is kind of in horror look at you as you bring your forehead and your horns, driving him into the face. Are you looking to do real damage, or are you looking to just knock him out? All right. So you rolled a what? So that's 10 successes. And what's your strength modifier? So that's 100 points of fatigue damage that you do to this guy, just
Oh my
driving him to the
god.
ground. You hear his nose and his cheekbone just kind of crackle underneath underneath the headbutt that you did, and he kind of falls unconscious, still cramping onto the ground. The other guy is like, trying to move, and he's actually kind of turning around in circles, like he's trying to get this energy globe off of his head, and kind of starts stumbling into the crowd. And now the crowd is kind of like moving away, like they're starting to whisper, like, "Hey, look out for this guy," and things like that. And you hear some calls for knights, the knights to arrive. Call the knights, get them here quick. And these guys, the one guy is on the floor, knocked out. The other one is kind of like trying to figure out what's going on, but you still have so that would be considered your full, actually a simple action. So you still have your full action and your move action, and you can see this the lady's like, "Get me out of here, please, quick!" And she's pulling on you like she's trying to get she's trying to do that shuffle back, and she reaches up and grabs your leg and is like, "Please get me out of here." So imagine this. Let me give you the picture, right? So you've got this promenade. It's multiple level, so it's got 3 levels, and it kind of curves up in a like a tent shape in a sense, but it's a rounded tent where it's got 3 levels, high level. Then you got the mid level, and the level that you're on is filled with all these vendors and things like that. Um, there are different locations that you can take her. You can definitely take her into one of the alleyways. Um, those kind of things. You can like disappear into one of the alleys that are between merchants and things like that if you want to do that to get away and stuff like that. as you pick her up, as you begin to pick her up and move, you see a couple more of these individuals. They're not necessarily Fincanor, but they definitely have these black hands with lightning bolt symbols on their chest, kind of burst into the promenade uh, uh, in front of you, and they're looking around. And they shout and they point there, and you can see they're like pushing the crowd out of the way to get to you. Yeah, kind of like a dome. And she's and as you pick her up and stuff like that, she kind of passes out, and her hand kind of falls to the ground. And now you can see this wound on her stomach is just gushing. Well, has been gushed with blood, and it looks like it may even look like a singe mark of something, but it's bleeding heavily now, and she kind of just passes out. There are the promenade is there's hallways that lead off the promenade behind vendors and things like that, and you easily see a corridor that kind of leads away if you want to take that. Yeah, absolutely. It's
How
definitely one of
far
those.
away are the newcomers?
They're about 45, 50 feet away. They're yelling and pointing. And now as you're kind of looking at them and looking at them, you can see that they're pulling out pistols.
What I want to do is, as we're getting ready to run, I want to move.
Oh, thank you, Lord Baron.
I want to move 10 feet up so that I'm within a 30-foot range of them, and then I want to cast Black Knight, which is a 10-foot radius around the group of men coming at us, to try and get them to run away, I guess. Because it'll cause them to make a horror check.
Ooh, also, on top of that, I do want to summon an insect horde too. Can help us get away.
Tarek, it is actually your turn right now. Oh, you don't just lurk. Hang out with us, Lord Baron. Come on. Tarek, you get to go first. You want to cast Black Knight, correct?
Yes. I want to try and get them to, take a horror check so they'll essentially run away from us.
Right. All right. So it is a 30-foot range with a 10-foot radius.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. And I just roll against my Jinhu, which is 55. And that's gonna be 1. That's an ot 1.
That's an ot 1. So you
Ot
critically roll. You critically roll. Another heroic luck and roll.
I had to look at that twice.
And now roll a d10, a single d10 to determine how many more successes you get. So what's your Jinhu craft?
It's 55.
So you're at 5 successes now.
5 successes and another 9.
So 14 successes.
14 successes.
Oh. All right. So they get a Jinhu defense on this. One of them succeeds. I'm gonna just do a group, right? I'll just do a group. I think that makes more sense, and I'll average them out. Some of them suddenly fall to the ground, screaming and backing away as this area is kind of like engulfed in this blackish night that kind of you can see things moving in it. What look like maybe eyes or things that would be horrific to people, like claws and stuff like that. They're not real, but that's what you see. And some of them you hear screaming and things like that. And a couple of them kind of make their way through, and they turn and like, what's wrong? Come on. And some of them are screaming in the darkness that you can't see, and you can't see beyond that. Unfortunately, you also caught some of the civilians in that.
Yeah, that's okay.
They are some of them get them off me, get them off me, get them off me, screaming like that.
Causing panic.
You have caused absolute chaos on the promenade now, as people are trying to crawl out. You see one of the civilians and one of the other, we'll call them the lightning hands, kind of crawling out. One of them's crying. One kind of as it makes its way out, kind of just and losing whatever dinner they had at that moment off to the side. And it's like turning in like, what's going on, right? And They kind of disappear back into the blackness to try to figure out what's going on.
Best
You guys
spell
can
ever.
easily make your way away from it now.
Yeah, so I've got that, and all that's happening. I look back to them. I'm like, run!
Hey, Dragon X.
I'll take off with them.
Right. So, Katra, you're running with the young lady. Yasha, are you going to run or are you going to stay and cast your and do your next spell?
Oh.
I mean, the black as you go to look at this, the Black Knight, the spell that the Jenhur that Tarek was very successful in casting, has literally shut down the promenade 30 feet in front of him in a 20-foot diameter. I mean, it's just this huge, massive blackness. You could add to the chaos, most definitely, but I'm not sure if you need to do that.
No, I'm gonna take my big sword out and I'm gonna take them all on. No, I'm kidding. I'm running.
As more rush in.
Oh. All right, Yasha, you're on your own.
Yeah, you're on your own. So you kind of make your way and you kind of find like a part of the hallway that kind of looks like it opens up into like a small I want to say like a compartment or cul-de-sac kind of like thing. It's not like a straight cul-de-sac, but it's kind of like the hallway kind of opens up and there's like 3 or 4 doors there. And they've all got numbers on them. What do you want to do, Katra? It's like 9, 11, and 13. Well, it's kind of hard not to see you when you're running. Again, you're upwards of 8 feet and you've got these horns and you kind of stand out above most of the crowd. So it's not hard to keep track of you. Okay, so you hit the panel, the door opens up, and you step into what looks like a something of a small, not a warehouse, but a storage unit. It's got a couple things in it, but it's not overly crowded. Yasha and Tarek, you kind of see Katra kind of press a panel, looking around. She steps into the darkness of a room that she steps into.
Yeah, I'll just follow her in.
Me too.
Right. Thank you for the resub, Sirby. I appreciate it. What do you guys want to do? She is passed out and she looks like she's bleeding. Well, she is bleeding. Kind of profusely.
Oh. I don't think so. Let me look at my character sheet. I don't think I do.
Do you guys have healing?
No.
Yasha, do you have healing?
I'm looking.
It would be under H on your character sheet.
On skills.
Yeah, you either have it or you don't.
No, I don't.
Healing, fortunately, is not a trained skill. You can attempt to do it untrained. You can also do a cooperative skill check, which means that one of you or both of you who are not trying to do the healing can try to assist by, hey, look, I think you need to apply pressure here, or do this here. Take some of my cloth and try to wrap it up. In which you can attempt to staunch the bleeding. There's even the potentiality of using spells to sear the wound shut, like a fire.
I mean, yeah, I think we should at least attempt to like keep her from bleeding out until we can figure out a way to get her real help. So that's probably the best bet.
So who wants to try to do the healing checks?
I'll try.
All right.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that the healing it uses either wet.
What?
Wit or intelligence as the modifier, so it would be 30 plus your intelligence modifier with whoever. So take that into consideration. But we want to do this efficiently and as effectively as possible.
Okay, its intelligence is 87, so it's higher than my wits.
All right, awesome.
You've probably got the best bet then.
All right, so go ahead and so what's going to happen now is each of you, Katra and Terry, go ahead and wow. What was my character? Check skill page.
Bless you.
They say bless you. Each of you go ahead and make healing checks as well,
Okay.
using that. And then if you are critical, so it depends on how successful you are. If you're critical success, you grant Yasha a plus 50. If you fail, if you critically fail, the skill suffers massive negatives to it.
So that's going to be a. Oh no, I rolled a 26. So.
Well, no, it wouldn't be your intelligence. It would be 30 plus your intelligence or wits modifier. So
Yeah,
we'll
'cause
still
you don't
let
have
you do
skill training.
17. So what are you? Would you use your wits or your intelligence? So 33, you got 17. So you each have got
I got one success.
one success, and I think you got 2 successes. So Yasha, they're actually going to be giving you a bonus of plus 20 to your check. So it's a 50 plus
Ooh.
your intelligence modifier to see if you staunch this woman's bleeding.
Roll it
Awesome.
good. Roll
So,
it good.
well, I got a no, I got 19, so it's good. Against 87.
No, it's
No,
going to be
50.
It'll be 50 plus your intelligence and wits modifier. So
Oh,
you're 85, so that would be 7.
7, yeah.
7. So it's 57, and you rolled a what?
19.
So that's 4 successes. Could have been 5, but 4 successes does it well enough. According to the healing skill, you stop the bleeding. Had you had a medical kit, you would have been able to do more, but you definitely stopped the bleeding, and that is about all you can do. At least that's as far as you know. You kind of patch up her wounds. You will wrap it with some clean cloth that you have, and staunch up her wounds.
Yes, we don't know how severe this injury actually is. I'm not trained in such things, so the sooner the better. I apologize for getting you two into trouble. That wasn't my intention. I thought for sure they would back off if we put up any bit of resistance, but it didn't seem to be. I apologize.
Yeah, no, I was ready at silver.
Right. Let's get rid of these bloody rags so as not to draw attention and move back into the crowd. Keep close to each other to kind of keep this whole situation covered up and see what we can find.
Katra, are you going to carry the young lady's limp body at this moment? Unconscious body.
Just hold her up by one arm.
Yeah.
Can anybody help? Anybody?
That's it. That's it. Call more attention to yourselves.
Fix it! Fix it!
Can anybody fix it? Damn it! Fix my friend to hurt. There are in various void stations, in all void stations, there are various healing stations, you might say, that are associated with one good or with one good god or another deity or another. There's also just plain up physicians that use herbalism and alchemy and their healing skill to actually restore health and clean up wounds. So you can spend some time looking for that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kim agrees you should just do it.
Just do it.
Oh, I should totally lower heroic luck so you can make it rain again. Okay. All you need to do is watch the channel more and gain those massive amounts of channel points like I have on your channel, which is upwards of 50,000 at this moment.
Yeah,
So
see? See?
So
You can,
so my lovely wife in the background saying we should spread the love of heroic luck. No,
Yes. Wives are very all right all the time.
they're
Yes.
very right.
Yes.
All the time.
no, I'm not gonna do it. I might lower it back to 1500 to appease the Lord Baron, but I'm not. No, you guys made it rain too much, like way too much. They walked out of that last session with the plot doctor and all them with bonus heroic luck that they shouldn't have had. Well, no, it wasn't with you guys. It was when the plot doctor and them were playing. He was in there. He was like, "Okay, I've got like 20,000 points here. I'm going to give you 5 heroic luck. I'm going to give you 5 heroic luck. Everybody gets heroic luck." I felt like we were on Oprah.
Hooray! Wait, this isn't Oprah? Fuck, I'm in the wrong place.
You're in the wrong fucking place, right?
My life's been a lie.
So you guys spend 25, 30 minutes and you make your way into a physician's place. I don't want to call it like a doctor's office or anything, but it's a physician's bin. And they've got other things there. You see that on one table they're actually attaching a biomechanical clockwork arm to one individual while they're doing that. And this Habatu comes up to you and goes, "Hi, can we help you?"
Yes. Go ahead. No, you do it. You do it. You do it.
He takes these goggles down off his forehead and he puts them in, and he doesn't do it softly. He kind of looks up and goes, "Oh, this is an efficient kind of thing," and he tears that off and he drops to the floor. I don't know whoever did that. They didn't do very well. And he gets in there real close. He's like, "Oh yeah, we can definitely sew that up. Yeah, bring her over here to this table." And you take her, you lay her down, and a few minutes later, you can see him kind of whipping through. He's got these little gadgets on his fingers, and he's whipping through, and he's making these nice, tight little things. And he turns to one of the other people. "Hey, bring me that!" And comes over with a liquid, and he kind of pours it down her throat. And well, she's only mostly dead. I think this should revive her. Dead. And he shakes her, and she's just comes coughing, and she goes, "Oh," he's like, "The pain will go away. Just give it a minute. Are you with us?" She goes, "Yeah, I think so. Where am I? Oh, you are in Macro's medical facility." "Oh, okay." And she kind of looks over and she sees Katra, and with the fact that she's still blurry eyed, she kind of freaks out, thinking that it's one of them, and she kind of rolls off the table, screeching. He's like, "What is wrong with you? Pick her up."
All right, so I'll grab her and I'll try to get her back up on the table
She looks,
gently.
Were you guys the ones who saved me? You were the ones in the
Yes.
promenade, right?
You
She
stumbled at our feet asking for help, and
She
so we
kind
brought
of
you here.
she starts to come more clear-headed as whatever the Habatu gave her. She's like, "Oh, okay, it's coming back. It's coming. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for getting me out of there. I really appreciate it."
Yes, of course. It was no problem at all. Well, not for us anyways. The promenade's in a bit of an uproar at the moment, but other than that, everything's fine. Are you all right now?
All right. So you're talking about you could give us silver. What's this? What's this talk you said?
Oh, yes. I think we need to leave here before we speak of that. And the guy, the Habatu is like, "Who's gonna pay?"
Ah, yes. What do we owe you for your services?
50 silver pieces. It's a good stitch. It'll last.
50. Let's see. Kind of goes through his funds a little bit. I'd be willing to split the cost, and he looks over to his two companions.
I got the other 25.
I can definitely help.
there was a couple rings that you found, and I believe you also found a small pouch of silver, and I think it had like 150. I
Didn't we
think.
split that? We split the silver already, but let's hold on to the rings until we can get them appraised. So we'll split like what, 15, 30, 45, so like 16 or 17 silver apiece, just to kind of split the cost 3 ways. All right. Perfect. Great. Here you go. Here's your 50 silver pieces, friend.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you shouldn't move around so much.
Is
It's
there
a good.
anything we should do for aftercare?
Oh, that's what I gave her.
Ah, understood.
That's why she's clearing up. She'll be all right. Just she shouldn't be moving a lot. She
Perfect.
needs rest.
Understood. Do you have a place nearby we could go and get you to a safe spot?
She kind of turns. She goes, "Yes, we can head back to my place."
Perfect. All right.
She leads you way off the promenade and deep into the void station. And just to let you guys know, the void station actually, like I was saying, sits inside an asteroid. So the outer has got all these built locations and stuff. But as you get into it, you start feeling like you're in a dugout caves and things, as
Okay.
people have dug out these things. And she takes you pretty, not like super deep, but pretty far. She walks for about 15, 20 minutes, and she makes her way down a couple of stairs with you guys helping her, and she brings you into her location. She kind of stumbles in, and you can see that this looks like definitely a mechanic's location.
Hmm.
There's a simple cot. It's not well kept, and she kind of stumbles to the cot. She kind of sits down. She takes a deep breath. She goes, "Oh, thank you so much." She goes, "My name is Maya, and you've saved me, and I'm gonna need your help some more if you're up for it." And what she basically says is that she is a part of the Kata rebels that are working against the Huzul Syndicate, who seem to have taken over a good portion of the uh, void around the void station. And she was supposed to make contact with Switch, who is a series that can uh, provide them with the location of some very valuable cargo that she needs to get a hold of. She's part of this Kasha rebels, and part of the personal detail of someone named Juza Chardon.
Okay.
If you want to write that down,
Yep.
it's up to you. And they're working against the syndicate to stop some things, and that and the syndicate is trying to get that piece of information from her. And she was in the middle of going to contact Switch when she was um, pounced upon by the some of the individuals and agents of the syndicate. And she describes that they have this hand symbol with a lightning bolt through it,
Hmm.
that they recognize, and things like that. And she tired. She goes, "There's not much I can do. I need to rest. Obviously, this wound is grievous. Would you be able to at least try to make contact with Twitch in one of the uh, in a storage bay on the station? It's deep within the station. Uh, it's a kind of like a secret location, and Switch is a well-known um, gatherer of information and seller of secrets, you might say.
Okay.
It would really help us out."
So Tyrick is listening intently to the story, and as she finishes up, kind of looks over to Yasha and Katra. Well, we've only just arrived on the station, and we were on our way to get some provisions and some void suits and such. How time sensitive is this? We really do need to re-equip ourselves before we go out and do anything more than what we've already done for you.
She kind of sighs and kind of moves back a little bit. Oh, she winces as she moves back, and she's like, "But you have some time, but we need to get the information and from Switch as quickly as possible. And while you can definitely get any equipment that you need, but you're gonna definitely need to keep a low profile because you have definitely put your some marks on you by helping me through by the Hazul Syndicate. They'll be looking for you, so you're going to need to make sure you kind of keep a low profile as much as you can. Um, but I want to assure you that with your help, my mission can advance for a good cause, and you need to do what you need to do, but you need to make it to the storage bay V14 um, in the lower parts of the station and make contact with Switch. Well, and what I can also do is I can also provide transportation from the void station when you finally have gotten the information.
Okay. I don't know what kind of costs void suits run on this station, but I'm assuming they aren't cheap. Is there any way you could give us an advance
She
on
kind
the
of,
silver you promised so that we can
she,
make sure my friend
she
is
kind of,
outfitted?
she goes, yes, yes, yes. I completely understand. I almost forgot. She kind of leans over. She goes, check that mechanics box right there, and it's a metal box. And you turn to it and you open it, and there are 5 bars of silver.
5 bars of silver. Okay.
Which is equivalent to about 2,500 silver pieces.
Okay. All right.
She goes, and once we get Switch and the valuable cargo from Switch and from wherever we need to get it from, um, I'm sure that Jews will be glad to assist and give you even more.
Understood. Well, we appreciate that. Given that you said it is time sensitive, let's go see if we can get this taken care of for you, and we'll be back as soon as we can.
She thanks you and she kind of reaches over and grabs what looks like some sort of drink. It's a dark color, amber color, and she just kind of sips at it and she goes, "I'll be here when you guys get a chance to come back." And she just kind of crumbles up into the onto the cot and slowly begins, obviously drinking some of the pain away.
All right. All right, you two. Let's head outside. We have some things to discuss as we go. And he'll move out of the building.
She kind of mumbles like, and she just kind of like crumbles to the side.
All right, so we'll exit back out onto the passageway or the whatever it was, street or whatever that led us to this particular building, and kind of move out a ways.
So again, so what she did, she went down like 2 or 3 levels, and each of these levels are 30, 40 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, so the promenade is 120 feet above you,
Okay.
through some staircases and things like that. It's not hard to make your way back. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like you have bending hot, alleyways on this. It was, a series of stairs and some platforms down into it and off into one of the locations of where her abode is. Getting back up is not going to be difficult.
Okay. So yeah, I just want to move a little bit away from her little hovel that she lives in, and just stop for a moment to talk to the other two for just a moment. And so he'll stop and turn around. So Yasha, Katra, this is it's a lot happening really quickly. And I personally don't mind helping someone in need, but the three of us barely know each other, and if you have other business here, I don't mind taking care of this myself. been very reliable companions. Thank you. My only other question is in face value, the story seems sincere, but I don't know what we're truly getting into. It's possible that it's more dangerous than this Maya is letting on. It's probably to our benefit to keep our ears and eyes open to better assess the situation to make sure that we're not on the wrong side of the law when it comes to this. Indeed. Yes. Again, getting cargo to help others could easily just be a front story for getting cargo to sell on the streets. Again, while we're moving around and heading to the location, we should try to see if we can divulge better information in regards to what we're getting ourselves into. Agreed.
You're
What about
awfully
you, Yasha?
silent, Joe.
Yeah, I think you're right. I did have some of the business I need to go do. But it was nice knowing you guys.
I'm out later.
Right. Okay.
Where's Holloway when you? Where's Holloway?
Give it back.
Yep, hand it over.
Hand it over.
But this does sound like this does sound like a good time.
Here, I'll break it in half. You get your little piece.
Yeah, I got what I want. Thank you.
You get the little.
The very little piece. In fact, because you're so little, you even get. We're just gonna sliver off a piece. That's
Shave
enough for
some
you.
off with
Just
my knife.
shave off, right? That's enough off. So yeah, you have about 1,500 to 2,500 silver pieces worth of silver bars on you. You are making this conversation as you make your way up the stairs and things like that. About 20 minutes later, you kind of make your way out onto the promenade, and it seems like as though if there was a commotion, it's no longer being. It's not like the top of the news, right? The revelry has continued. People are still doing what they're doing. Hawkers are still, hawking their wares, trying to get you to buy this food or that silk or that. And there are other merchants there with stores that are off the promenade that that you can see if you want to make your way into those.
Well, I say we probably should buy some healing stuff since we know we're not all healers here.
That's a
Yes,
very good idea.
Get a few provisions, and if we happen to see a shop that deals in void suits along the way, we should go in and get you fitted for one, but try to be quick about it.
Yeah, probably. Maybe take turns watching over Miss in there.
One of us will stand outside. I don't mind doing it. I'll keep a sharp eye. You two can do a little shopping.
All right. Well,
You guys make your way down the promenade, and again, there is a couple of local stores that seem to sell or provide void suits for sale.
Okay.
There's also with which you would almost claim to be like an adventurer's shop that has a lot of different items that you may need. There, you can make that. There's also the a Church of Alal on this level. You can kind of see its sign hanging out above the crowd of the promenade between the first and second level. It's got the symbol of Alal on it. Definitely a place where you could easily pick up some healing items, whether they're healing patches or whole full on potions, whatever you need.
Perfect. Yeah. Potions seem the quickest and easiest. Probably get a few of those. Maybe 2 each, depending on the cost. If they're on the cheaper side, maybe a few more than that. So yeah, what are we looking at cost-wise there?
For the healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. Let me pull that up. anywhere from 150 silver pieces to 500 silver pieces, depending on the strength of the desired results.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, one low grade and one mid grade each. So yeah.
By one low grade for each.
Yep.
Or okay, so that is going to cost let's check your wounds. So 450 silver pieces each.
Okay.
And you want to get a much more powerful one.
Can we haggle that price down? That seems a little.
It is the Church of Elal.
Yeah, but.
And you all don't see the person you're kind of speaking with. It's not necessarily like not being rude, but do you even worship?
I do. Every single day.
Do you even lift?
Yeah.
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, do you lift, bro? No.
I try.
And they're like, these take a lot of time and a lot of effort on the priest's parts to create. So it's a generous offering to help spread the word of Allah, don't you think?
Oh yes, but what happens if you want us to spread it even more? Can you make us a special deal? I mean, I do know a lot of people.
Do you have convince? Do you have haggle?
Wait, do I have haggle?
Oh, let me see. I think
Again, just because you don't have the skill doesn't mean you can't try it untrained, right? There's always that option. You can always try it untrained. It's
Oh,
just,
I do have
to,
convince.
if you rolled a critical, there probably some negotiation can happen. You'd have to roll that. And I'd have to see this. You try to steal from the Church of Allah.
I will definitely steal
have-
from the church.
I have convince. So I'm gonna give it a shot. It's 55, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's better than 30 plus your mod, so.
I got it at 50.
So you've got one success. He just kind of goes, really? We already have a great reputation on the Void Station here. Who do you know that would garner any more attention than we can already generate for ourselves?
Well, for one, I don't know you, but I know a whole lot of people. Can you imagine if you made me a deal, and I'll let all those people know, hundreds of billions, millions of people.
He chuckles. I doubt that. 450 silver pieces each.
How about if Katra give you a wink?
Contra attempts to wink.
All right, make a charisma roll.
Oh no.
Yeah, she goes to do that swink, and she's like this. It's like this massive, like, and it's almost like a struggle for them to do that. Do you want to re-roll that? All right, go ahead. That's a heroic one.
All right.
So
where was
they get two successes, and so as he begins to wink, he kind of like dribbles a little saliva, as like, and the person that you're dealing with, the human, just looks up and goes, "Disgusting."
That's my special friend. Okay.
See, this is
Yasha looks up at Katra, kind of like, we need to work on this wink of yours.
All right. 450 it is. All right, where's my 450? All right. I'll hand over 450.
each.
Yeah, I'll hand over 450.
All right, so that's 4, 8, 12, 13.50 total. Well, it's up to you. You have 4 bars that give you an equivalent of between 1,500 and 2,500 silver pieces.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we can do that for now until we come into more money.
You don't trust yourself.
Uh,
Don't trust me, but
I got this. I got this.
yeah,
You're
no.
gonna hold on to it. You go to give it to the little Roca, and it's like, oh, okay, I've got it. These bars, they're about about a foot long and about 8 inches wide and 3 inches high. That's how big these things are. They're fairly large.
Large bars.
So large bars. Title.
Indeed.
So that's that. Now, do you want to go and attempt to buy another void suit for Katra?
If we can find one at a reasonable price, yes.
Well, there's a couple of dealers there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can definitely do that. Do you want to just go to the first one you find?
Yeah, we can just go down the line. If there's more than one, we'll see if we can.
Right.
One or
So
two
you
would
walk
agree.
into one store and you get this feeling that it's a very posh kind of store, kind of like we make the best void suits. And how many, and there's a Kova in there and kind of looks at you and goes, "Oi, how can I help you?" No neck, whatever. You want fitting? We got you. We can take you care of back over here. And they kind of take you to he kind of ushers you to this place where there's a bunch of mirrors, kind of thing, like they're gonna fit you. And they're like, "How tall are you?" Goes and finds one, and 2 other Kova come out and they're holding it. And they're like, "Here, try this on." You put it on. It fits you fairly well. I mean, it's a large sized suit. It fits fairly well. And they look at you and they're like, and they start talking in Zdehak. And they're like, they're arguing, they're pointing up, and they're like, no, and they're pointing. And one of them says, "Can we cut your horns?" And they start arguing again. One pushes the other one, and they're like, "Oh, fine." And 2 of them disappear, and they come back out, and they've got this. It doesn't have a helmet on it, but it's a ring. And he's like, "Here, sit down." And they kind of wedge this, they kind of like put it over on one, and then they get over the other horn, and it kind of sinks in, and they're like this, and they're like, "Well, it's gonna be a little more expensive, but we don't have any helmets that fit you unless we cut your horns. But you press on the side here, and this this bubble will come around you completely, encasing you, and as a helmet does. However, the whole outfit plus the rings about 2,500 silver." They don't have helmets at all. But you're free to go. And they start to, the Kovas kind of come up and they start, they take the ring and they're like trying to, and they get it off you. And they're like, "You can take the suit off if you want."
Yeah.
And you get a scrape across your nose as they kind of like unceremoniously take it off you, and it just like scrapes your nose. You got a little rub on your nose now.
Well, with the mistreatment you're receiving here in this store, I don't think that it's definitely worth the cost they claim. We should go shop around. I'm sure we can easily get a better price somewhere else.
So you're going to leave and go to one of the other vendors?
Yeah.
You find that you come to another vendor, and it's actually ran by another Tajahu.
Hmm.
Make a lore check just in general.
And how do I do? Just 100? Just roll 100 against.
Well, for you, because you're recognizing houses, it's going to be 100. So it's lore Taju house.
Okay.
Well, there's more than one. There's more than 3 lores. It's just we put the space on the character sheet for 3. There are hundreds.
So I rolled 28.
So as you walk in, you notice that this Tajahu belongs to a house that's considered lesser than yours,
Aha.
and he kind of they recognize you, and they kind of they do a soft bow, and they're like, "How may I help you, my lord?"
Yes, I'm here on behalf of a friend, and he kind of gestures back, and we need a suit fitted at a reasonable price.
Mm. There will be trouble with the helmet, I'm afraid.
Yes,
Can we
that
cut the
always seems to be
horns?
the case. Absolutely not.
Oh,
Cutting the horns, I would have to charge you, and the suit would come free.
I understand. I understand. So he kind of goes back, and another couple, the Tajahu comes out with a couple of humans and a Habatu, and they kind of look at you, and they're like, "Okay, well, put this suit on. It's comparable to the same one that you tried on." And the Habatu kind of, sit down, and has you sit down, and kind of whips out this gadget, and like looks like a ruler with multiple attachments to it, and he starts measuring, and he calculates, and you can see him stopping. He measures again, and he goes, "We could build one. It would take a couple of days."
How many days exactly? I'm sort of on a.
Well, we've got to find the right material, and we got to make sure that it's big enough, because you don't want to cut the horns, right?
Absolutely not.
So what we'll have to do is we'll have to actually fit the horns in such a way that it kind of like sleeves the horns in a material that allows the horns to be outside the helmet.
Understood. Do your best to expedite this and give me a reasonable price, and I'll ensure that my house speaks well of your business.
The Habatu kind of turns to the Tajahu, and they're like, 500?
500. Very
Um,
reasonable.
oh, that's just for the helmet.
What is the suit?
Oh, the suit's a standard 500.
Okay, and I'll go back to Yasha and pull out, ask him for 2 of the bars, and come back with them. I have 2 silver bars here that are appraised at 500 silver apiece. That
Oh,
should cover your
well,
costs.
actually, no. And the
I'm
Tajahu
sorry.
takes the bars. He takes one of the bars, sets it to the side. He takes the other bar, kind of puts it in the middle, and he cuts off a quarter of it and hands back a quarter to you and says, "That covers the cost."
I see, I see. Is there any way? It's good that you did this for me. I will ensure that your business gets a lot of patronage. Can you mark these in a way that claim that you've identified the appropriate cost for these?
The bars?
Yes.
Why would that matter? I know how
I
much a bar is.
I understand, but I want assurances when I go to haggle other places for other goods that I'm not going to get cheated.
Oh, so you want to know how much that piece is that I gave you? It's
Yes.
250 silver.
Perfect. Very good. So, that will cover your costs, and how many days? 3 days?
2
4
or
days?
3 days.
2 or 3 days. We'll be back in 2 in case you are quick about your feet and your work, and I will leave you to it then.
All right. And so they kind of scramble. They're starting to talk, and in almost like a merchant tongue, in a sense that about the business, about what they need to do, and he's like, all right, I'll get the order and I'll get the material, and they start doing that other stuff. Other customers are coming and going while other people are helping them. Now what do you want to do? It's up to you.
It's not nearly popularity, it's the mark of the house. Different houses hold different standings, and if you go to the right place, you can get the right kind of deal. But it seems it's going to take a few days for this contra, and our silver bars are worth more than we had anticipated. So, we should probably get on with our business, no? Indeed. Yasha, how are you?
Doing pretty good. I do agree. I guess we should get back, make sure Little Miss is doing okay.
Well, you've only been gone maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. So we'll head to the storage bay, get the information we need, and then rest after that. That seems reasonable.
Do you want to do any investigation into what the bay is, where it's at, or do you just want to kind of make your way down to it?
Yeah, we'll definitely want to ask some questions, see if we can, investigate a little bit. And
so, on most void stations, there are these kiosks, kind of like things where you can like ask information about. They are generally attended to by one or other patron that kind of owns it, and they try to keep it up to date with relative information.
Okay.
So you find one of these kiosks, and it looks like it's a grumpy Rakas kind of like sitting there, kind of pumped down. Oi, it'll gonna cost you like 20 silver for asking any questions.
20 silver? Are you trying to rip off newcomers?
You're newcomers? 50.
Absolutely not. I never said I was. I was merely asking
20.
a question. Fine, 20 it is.
And he kind of, you give him this, a slice of the silver bar, and he kind of reaches in and he kind of puts these crystals in place and kind of shuts and goes, all right, it's all yours. And he kind of walks away to give you privacy.
All right. I'll let you two have at it. I'm feeling a bit weary after the long day, and I just need just a moment to rest. And he'll just kind of step back away from the kiosk a little bit and just kind of lean up against the nearest wall and kind of shut one eye.
Do any of you guys have lore tech?
Lore tech. No. I have lore omniverse, arcane, and history.
Nope.
So you can make lore checks. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to make a an untrained lore tech check.
Okay.
And go ahead. Whoever's going to do it, go ahead and do it.
Roll that beautiful dice footage.
You can re-roll and spend heroic luck and re-roll, or you can let Yasha try it. All right. That's so much better. So that's what, 3 successes, 4 successes. So you start playing around with the information, and you kind of gain access, and you learn that the storage bay V14 is in an area that is controlled by it's on the blue deck, and it's owned by the Ball Corporation. They have a tendency to you find out that it's limited access, and they have a non-human species protocol, meaning that they're not racist, but they prefer. You'll probably find people there, but they'll treat you worse if you're not human. You also find out that the bay is actually located in a section of the station that has been quarantined for over a year and a half, and there have been no maintenance requests to repair that part of the station. You do find that while you're doing this research and this information, that you find that it is actually located along or near a couple of primary lines in which the station is powered by kind of like what you found in the asteroid that was being powered by atomic batteries, meaning that these conduits could be running straight through the storage bay. So that's one way to possibly sneak in from what you're gathering.
Tyric will speak up for a moment. That kiosk, is there any way to pull up a basic schematic of the storage area so we can get a better idea of where these lines run?
Oh yeah, that
See if
easily
there's a
pops up.
maintenance access.
It kind of like so what you're looking at is like this almost like a crystal ball kind of sense, but it's this mist that rises up, and you can kind of see maps and things like that are on it, and it shows that you have the main entrance into the storage bay, and then just above it, running across the top, you can see that there is these conduit lines that seem to run through that particular station. You also know that it's been quarantined. The section is actually being quarantined off for some reason. Rumor has it, according to what you're finding and stuff like that, that it's operated by they believe some sort of criminal organization. And there's guards, numerous guards near it. So what Maya basically told you is that you need to locate Switch, who is in this bay. He's in a series, and that he will have information that you need to get to help complete her mission.
Yep.
Right. There's no detailed information on that in the from the kiosk at all. That's all there is.
All right. Seems. Yes. Going in blind, but we're going to want to avoid those guards. Looks like those access lines is probably the best way in to try to go in unnoticed.
One of the things that you guys seems weird is that it's been quarantined, but there's been no requests for maintenance repair in that area, which is unusual. Strikes you as being unusual. If it's damaged and quarantined, why are they not repairing it?
Yeah. Well, we could use that as a way in if we can't get in unnoticed. I'd rather try to avoid coming in contact with anyone so that we can't be, well, picked out for any reason or another for people who shouldn't be there. Could be. Let's head that way and we'll kind of figure out the best way in as we go. If we run into trouble, we'll go around through those access.
No, I think that might be a good idea. Say we're maintenance and just try to go. Yes.
Like, those plans have never failed before.
Yes, never. We don't have any proper identification in case they ask, so again, we'll try to use that as a last resort, but going in unnoticed would be our best bet. Let's
Alright.
use the quarantine to our advantage. It's going to keep people away, and then we'll try to find those access lines. I'm assuming that people coming and going under normal circumstances won't be using.
Do you want to attempt to gather up any other information that may not be in the kiosk from asking questions, or are you guys satisfied with what you have? To somebody. So you guys are making your way through there, and you kind of see a couple group of ruffians in a sense. Do you want to approach them? And I mean, they look like the kind of people that would know, because they're kind of being hush hush, like, they're talking about and they're gambling, kind of like they know what they're talking about, but maybe they don't.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. Make a convince check.
30 plus your
30 plus your intelligence
or wits.
Or charisma.
Or charisma. Yeah. Worse. So much worse. Reason.
So you're like, hey, can you kind of in a loud belling voice that kind of shocks them? They're like, hey, why is this particular portion of this quarantine? And they're like, huh, whew, you scared me there. You must be new. We've got a great game going on here. You want to get in on it? Oh, it's a dice game. It's just simple. Roll less than I do.
Oh, I do love to gamble.
What's the cost?
Yeah, a couple of silver pieces to get started. And you can kind of see that each of them have small piles of silver pieces in front of them.
Addiction? Go ahead and try.
I'm all over this. So about how much silver pieces do they have?
They've got small piles of 25 or 30 each.
Okay, so I'll take about 30 silver pieces out and say, all right, let's do this. And if I win, can you guys, kind of let us know why is it all quarantine and everything?
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
All right.
I noticed that, do you have gaming?
Not I.
No.
No. So you're going to make an untrained gaming check against us. So basically, what this boils down to is, Joe? Do you have any D6s that are available there? If you don't, we can use your 2D10 to do the same thing.
I know I do somewhere. Oh, here we go. There's
Ah,
one. There's
okay.
two. Okay, yeah.
All right, so go ahead and roll those 2d6. And what you need before you roll them, you need to bet that you're going to roll lower than all three of them. So, like, if you roll a 2, or the lowest you can roll is a 2, and they roll a 5, you win against one opponent. But you have to beat all the opponents because they're all playing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and roll your 2d6. You add them together, and that's the total that you're trying to get as low as possible to the rolls.
Do it, Joe. Do it. Get her done.
All right.
What'd you roll? It's not that hard. Roll 2d6. What'd you get?
You roll.
26. My bad. My mic was off.
Well, no, not 26. You roll 2d6 and add them together. What's that?
Gotcha. 8.
8?
8.
Well, that's too bad. Oh, man. You beat me. Oh, we push. So, one of them pushed. Basically, you got the same score as he did. You beat one of the other ones, but the other one you didn't beat. So he reaches over and he grabs your silver and goes, "Oh, that was a good game. You want to play again?" And he reaches over and grabs other people's silver as well, just not yours.
Yeah, I'll try one more time.
All right. You're going to put out your silver again?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, it's only a couple silver pieces. It's not like they're putting all 30 of their silver.
Oh, okay. That's a god. That's a 30 whack there. Holy jeez.
No, it's only a couple pieces.
Not so much.
Bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy. Roll again.
4.
So again, you push against one. The other one, he laughs again. Goes, "Your guys' luck. If it wasn't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all." He reaches over and he grabs their silver. He goes, same with you. And grabs your silver again. You want to play again?
All right. Let's try one more time. I got a gambling habit.
Need some new shoes.
5 that time.
Would you roll?
5.
And they all roll their dice at the same time. They look at you. They say "tuta," and it's you recognize that as a curse word for some for shit. That's really what it is.
Yeah, there we go.
They kind of push their silver to you. That was a good roll. I think I can beat you again. You want to roll again?
All right. Sure. 5.
I'm rolling with you here just to see what I would get, and my dice are. That's it. You're going in timeout.
Two of them kind of like they grumble and they push their silver away, and one of them kind of gets punched in the arm as he grabs the silver. And goes, "Oh, those are good games. You're a good player. You should play more often." So,
Yeah.
What kind of information are you looking for?
We're just kind of wondering why is this place kind of quarantined. Just always kind of wondering. Like, should we worry about this place or what's going on in there?
No, well, ever since the quarantine, we don't know why it was quarantined, but ever since the quarantine's been in place, the station manager is, from what we know, they give each other an elbow. It's the best way to make money. Is taking bribes to keep it that way.
Gotcha.
And it's enough to make sure that the local police forces, winks at you, never get too close to the quarantine areas. Keep things on the down low.
Ah, gotcha. Winks
But-
back.
And they kind of look at you. The three of you goes, but I wouldn't go in there if I were you guys. You guys are gonna stick out like serious sore thumbs. There's a non-human dislike in that area, but you did well. Maybe with your bad luck, you'll have some luck.
That's all I have is bad luck. I mean, yes. Thank you. Oh well, thanks for playing with me. Thanks for letting me play with you guys. Very.
Yeah. And they kind of scoop up their silver and goes, yeah, you want to go get something to eat? Yeah, let's go. And they kind of start to make their way. He goes, oh, I want to try that new kartik. Oh, I heard that's really good. Yeah, they put some hot sauce on it. It's really supposed to take out the pungent flavor of it. Oh, that sounds good. And they kind of make their way, and and they're kind of shoving each other and things like that. And they one of them kind of looks. You kind of notice as they're leaving, looks back and just snickers and shakes their head, shakes his head. And they disappear, into the promenade and stuff like that. So what? You won 5 silver.
Yeah, 5 silver, but it cost me 9. No.
Right.
So 4 silver.
Yes.
Right. So you go and you go to put the silver in your bag, and you notice that they're just now have turned into pieces of junk metal.
Ouch.
What?
Huh. Those little shits.
Ah.
Well, we got some info at least.
I don't know if that's even info now. Look at this.
Quick question, Levi. So when we were buying the for Katra, and you said he cut that bar, how much of the one bar did he take?
So he took the full bar, and
Right.
then he cut the other bar and left you with 250 silver pieces.
So he took 1.5 bars,
Right. Well, 1 3/4 bar.
1 3/4 bar, which equaled to 1,000 silver. It was 500 and 500.
1,750 silver pieces is what he took.
Okay. So each bar is worth 1,000.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
So you're not sure if they took it to pay for other things or they actually ripped you off. But their house is a lower house, and to actually make away with thievery against an upper house is not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't too worried about how much he took. I just was trying to estimate the actual silver cost we have on hand now. So
So it's up to you guys.
Yep. So from the sounds of it, quarantines caused by the station manager. That's fascinating information. Regardless of the 5 silver that you lost, that's no big deal. Hopefully the information we got is semi-reliable. They did, in fact, state that the humans have a dislike for non-humans, which lined up with what the kiosk said, so it's very likely that the information we have is more or less reasonable. Or it's good speculation on the part of the people that live here. Yes. We should be headed that way and just keep out for trouble.
It takes you about 30 minutes to make your way down to the deep section where the storage bay is located. And when you get there, you find as you've made your way further and further down, you're starting to definitely see the neglect of the station on these particular parts of it. It's very neglected. What would be considered lighting is blinking. Some of it's is burned out. Some of it's shattered. There are marks of like what looks like a firefight, and scarring, more of the walls, the ceilings, and the floor. The whole area reeks of this ozone of like electricity, and there are pools of this like purplish liquid that kind of litters the hallways at regular intervals. After you wind your way through this labyrinth of decrepit corridors, you come to what these big hangar bay doors, and on it is kind of painted in and faded is V14, and in front of it are a pair of Warathi uh, guarding it. Now, Warathi are these very large. They're about a foot and a half taller than Patra. They are six armed. They have a large horn protruding from their nose. Um, they look like rhinoceroses with six arms, essentially.
Oh, interesting.
And they're all kind of like standing there. They're both are armed with these very heavy looking swords. Like the blade itself is maybe 4 inches thick, top to bottom, and about an inch and a half wide.
Okay.
That are kind, they're kind of leaning on it, and they're kind of talking, and they laugh in some sort of language that you've never heard before.
Mm-hmm. Yes, let's avoid them. I'm assuming they haven't noticed us?
Well, they haven't. If they have noticed you, they haven't made it obvious.
Okay. As we're looking around, trying to remember the map from the kiosk, is there a way from here that we can get around these individuals?
No, so right in front of you is the door, and above
It
you
is
to
the
the
door.
left is the conduits that run into the storage bay itself. Right,
Okay, right.
they're maybe 15 feet above you, and as you kind of look up, they look like they might support your weight and maybe Yasha's weight, but they will not support Kacha's weight at all.
Okay. Is there a way? So if I was to attempt to climb up there, is it going to be within view of these big rhinoceros-looking dudes? Or is it like out of the
Well,
way and they won't see me?
you can scoot back down the corridor a little bit and
Right.
you can kind of make out where they kind of the appropriate conduits are making their way through the various corridors. Like they cross over one corridor, and one corridor is parallel, one is perpendicular to it, and you can make your way up there
Yeah.
without
I
being
just
seen.
want to get up there without being seen. Is obviously my big concern. Um. So, yeah, I'll kind of gesture the Yasha and Katra back a little bit down the corridor so that we're kind of out of view of them, and I'll kind of keep my voice low. And as I'm looking at these conduits, you said they run along. Would it be reasonable to say that they run past the door? Would I be able to get to the other side of the door
Oh,
down
easily,
behind
yeah,
them easily?
easily. Both
Okay.
you and Yasha would be able to do that.
Okay. Um. Okay. So I'll look around and then I'll kind of lower my voice. From the looks of it, we could get on the other side of the door there via these conduits, but I don't know how much weight they're actually going to hold. Probably not you, Katra, just uh, taking an educated guess. My thinking is one of us could get to the other side and maybe open it from the other side, but we're going to need to find a way to distract those guards away from the door long enough for Katra to get through unnoticed.
Oh, nice. I like that. Let's definitely do that.
Swarm of bugs and see if we can scare them off.
Sound.
Yeah, this I could.
Send me up. you and Yasha stay back and try to version to get them away, and I'll see what I can do from the other side, and I'll try to be. All right, so let's do that.
So you're going to kind of be helped up onto those, and then you're gonna try to get all the way past them, and then I'm confused on how you guys are going to open the door. Are you going to attempt to? Are you going to attempt to get to the other side and open it from the inside?
That's what I'm thinking I want to do. Yes, if that's possible, to get to the other side of
Anything's
the door
possible.
and open it from the other side.
Possible. It's a matter of whether or not you'll be successful with it and what you're
Right.
exactly what you want to do.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Go for
try.
it. Go
All
for
right.
it.
So throw me up.
Make an agility check, Tarek, to make sure that you land correctly. Go
All
ahead and yeah, Contra, go ahead and make a strength check.
Agility. Oh, that should be pretty. Oh, jeez. So you easily. Yep.
Oh yeah, she literally just. Now you have to make sure that you don't fall off when you land. You've easily got the height. Now you opt for, so give yourself a heroic luck on that, by the way.
Yes, my rolls are so good tonight.
Wow. They weren't that good last night, that's for sure. They were pretty good last night, I think. So let me figure something out here. So you get up there, you land pretty easily. It shifts under your weight a little bit. You can hear the strain of the metal kind of as you kind of get up there, but it holds your weight.
Right. Okay. Good deal.
Oh yeah, I'm all ready.
All right, so I'll try to move that way quietly without drawing attention. Do I need another agility check, or how do you want me to do that?
Do you have stealth?
Oh wait, yeah, let me see. No, so I'll just roll a base stealth check.
Another odd.
Give me another odd. That'll be my third one for. I think that was 2 at least. 14 against agility, so 37. So that should be successful.
Yeah, so you get up there and you're making your way through there. You know, it creaks a little bit underneath your weight, and as you start to make your way past where the guards are, it creaks and groans a little bit, and they kind of look up and they stare into the darkness for a minute, and then they start, they start going back to their guttural language and start laughing. And you make it to the other side. When you make it to the other side, you notice from where you're at, there are entire plates missing from the floor. There's a huge open exhaust shaft near the back of the bay. There are large crates litter the area, creating the appearance of a haphazard mess. The air has a distinct smell of sweat and fumes that makes it repulses you. It's hideous smelling. From where you're at, the flickering of lights provide a kind of an illumination, and then you also notice that along one side, this purplish-like fluid kind of like oozes down the wall. Near the very center of the room, from where you're at, you can see that there's an item that seems out of place. It's a large, finely crafted desk made of a very rich red-looking wood, and you get the idea that obviously that desk doesn't believe here, doesn't belong here, and that it's very expensive from what you can tell. Behind it, you see a fairly large series. Now, you know a series tend to be between 4 foot and 5 foot. He's fairly large. He's about 5'6". He's fairly large for them. Um, and you can see that from your location, one of his arms is very shiny and ebony, um, and he kind of he's sitting there, kind of like looking over something like a book or maybe a slate of something that he's looking at as he's sitting in the chair. He kind of has. I wouldn't say like he's laid back with his feet up on the desk or anything like that, but he's kind of sitting back, with his feet kind of spread out underneath the desk, kind of reading through this.
Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Make make a perception check at a no alertness check at a TS of 3.
Okay. All right. Alertness is 64. Give me good. Give me good. 27.
So that's what
That's 4 successes.
4 successes. Um, while you're looking down at this individual, this series, whom you assume is Switch,
Yeah.
you notice that there are a number of other dark shadows lingering in peculiar spots, and they kind of shift every now and again. And you notice that there are these individuals they're very similar in shape to you as a Tajahu. They have very long pointed ears. They are of a dark skin color, like a deep auburn to almost gray, dark gray skin color. Make a. Do you have lore monster?
No, I have Omniverse, Arcane, and Hit.
Go ahead and make a lore omniverse. At least 3 successes.
Ooh, 13. That's really good. Yeah, that's 4 successes.
They remind you of a species that are known as the Fridarig. And the Fridarig are well known to work with the dark gods, in a sense. They are known as slavers throughout the Omniverse. But they are also hired out as mercenaries too. But they're definitely slavers. At least that's the overall perception that people have of them. Oh, baby girl, who's the baby?
Okay, so to play this, I think I'm just gonna be straightforward about it. I'm not. I mean, I have a blade, but I'm not armed per se. Oh, okay, okay. Can we take 5 minutes?
Absolutely. Let's take a bio break. Absolutely. We'll be
Sounds
right
good.
back, guys. Okie dokie. What do you think so far, Joe?
Pretty good, pretty good. Kind of wondering what's gonna be happening next.
Well, of course. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's definitely going to either turn into a, oh my God, we got to fight for our lives, or it's going to turn into, yes, we've done what we need to do, and now we know what we need to do. Um, yeah, I've kind of put this together in hopes to give you guys more role playing opportunities and get more into the somewhat of the lore of the void. that I have created. Um, Basically, what I've done is I've taken an old Star Wars adventure and I'm retooling it through Legends of Kralis.
Oh, nice, nice. Oh, I like it.
What do you think of the gambling?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, they were going to take you for whatever they could at that moment.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were willing to go with it. That's awesome. Joe, thank you for hosting me. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, of course, of course. That's how little Duck found you.
Who's Little Duck?
That's Kim's younger brother.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't follow though.
Yeah, he doesn't even follow me. I told him it's that easy. Just click the button.
Just click the button. We're not asking for money. Just click the follow button. You may win a T-shirt at the end.
Yeah.
What are you snacking on, Kim? What is that? Are those peanut pretzels? Oh, you sinful, sinful little girl. Those are my favorite. I love those. Those are so good. Because they're one of my favorite snacks. They're one. Me and my son. They're one of our favorite snacks. Is the pretzel filled peanut butter, butter. Yeah, peanut butter. Yeah, and stuff. So I was followed today, and I'm going to tell you what this person's name is. You ready for this? Call me you too. The follower's name is Super Cunt.
Friendly. That's not over for dinner.
Yeah, they have 316 followers and they're following 10,000 different people. And I'm like, thanks for following me, but I am not following you back. And I've been getting a lot of follows lately from like user BG67278888653HQRV. And when you go to look at them, they're like sex workers, right? I don't know. Let me see if I can show this to you. See. This is their only video.
Wow.
Right? And then here's another one. I'm like, where are these people coming from? Where am I in TikTok that they're seeing my Legends of Kralis advertisements? That
Oh, whatever.
yeah, that's
Hey, a follow is a follow.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. A follow is a follow, right? But I am not following you back. And then here's another one. 56 followers, and they're mostly like Asian folk. No videos whatsoever. I have that's what I'm thinking there. This one is HSHSHSBHDYI. I have no idea. This one is user 9281724458550. They have one video. Don't ask me why they're showing feet, but apparently it's a foot fetish. I hate people's feet. They're ugly looking. Unless they're breaking boards, I don't want to see your feet. And I just get some weird ones. Like I'm just, ooh, what you're scaring me. Um, and then I was followed by a couple of like really like, I think they were like 12 and 13-year-olds. I'm like, no, not following you back. You doing good over there, Kafios? All right, let me know when you're ready, bud. Right. And so here's Chloe 930924. Ready? Here's her video. Why?
Why not?
I just don't understand why they're following me.
Why not?
They're weird, and they freak me out. Or they like the fat bearded men in lives. I don't know. It's like the dad bod, right? All right, we'll wait for Joe to get back, and then we'll get back into it. Is that yours? Is that one of yours? I'll go to your channel. It's easier for me to see it. So which one is it? Oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, it's a miracle you didn't almost drop that.
I mean, for how many people you kill on a regular basis.
Title. That's actually not true. You can't. The shadow banning is not a real thing, according at least to the I follow this one channel. Um, I'm pissed that he actually has outdone me in followers on TikTok. Like, fucker, stop it. Give me at least one of these things. The one thing that he's like, hey, let's be a bear, right? Character concept, a bear, and I'm like, oh, we can do that because bears, monsters, and animals can have the same abilities as characters, which makes them even more deadly. All right, you ready, Joe? You ready to get back? All right, here we go.
I'm back.
And we're back. Hi. Sorry about that. Had to take a bio break and things like that. So where we last left off, I love how people are like, oh, well, you guys aren't there, so I'm going to not watch you anymore.
That's right.
Jerks.
Not watching you ever.
Jerks. You had this view on the bay, and you were trying to figure out what you were going to do. Hey, LB.
Yeah, so noticing the individual at the desk and then the shadowy figures in the dark. Who heard me? What? Oh. No mute.
Wait, are you cheating on me? Is this what you're doing? Yeah, you're hanging out with Nick while you should be in my channel. I see how this goes.
Yeah. Wow.
Look at Joe. Look at Joe. Joe's like, ooh, you got busted.
Okay. Yeah, so from my spot up where I'm at, I'm assuming the drop down is the same distance as it was up. What?
It's
you
about
said
15 feet. Yeah, about 15 feet.
I'm gonna stop trying to hide from where I'm at and just kind of shift my body a little bit and talk out into. Shh, you're grunting. talk out to this individual. Say, Switch. I've been looking for you.
He kind of puts the thing down, kind of looks around. You see the shadows suddenly start moving, right? And within seconds of you actually saying that, you feel the presence of two beings on either side of you.
I have my hands up to show that I'm.
He looks down and goes, "Oh, ha, ha! Why didn't you come through the front door? That's unusual."
Well, given the circumstances,
come down.
As you say, I'll down and try to land as gracefully as I can.
Yeah, you drop 15 feet and you land fairly well. It's not that far of a fall. And he goes, "Ah, welcome to V14. Are you looking for specific information? And what can I help you?"
Yes. So, again, sorry for the intrusion. New to the station, and when I saw the guards out front, I was trying to avoid. Well, I heard this place wasn't very friendly to certain types, and
the actual bay that we actually sit in, the section that we sit in, is they're a little weird when it comes to non-humans, but obviously you're here. And then as he kind of makes his way and the shadows kind of move around you, and you make your way to like in front of the desk, he goes, "Have a seat." And at about that time, this clockwork individual, about the size of a Habit 2, maybe a little bit bigger, robust, kind of kind of comes clinking out, and it's holding up a tray, and he goes, "Would you like a drink?"
Certainly, I'll take a drink. What are you offering?
Oh, we have the best Gamara wine.
All right, I'll take one, and I'll reach out and.
He pours it for you, and he hands it to you, and goes, "You came down here by yourself. That's very brave."
Not entirely by myself. Two friends out in the corridor. I was trying to scout ahead for danger, and well, here
Right.
you are.
You should have just come to the front door and let me and come on in.
Well, if you want to let my friends in, and no,
Now he looks down and goes, 88. Go tell the Worthari to let them in. And he kind of puts the platter down, and he squeaky wheels, goes over to the door and presses the panel, and the doors open. And as you turn your head to look, you see the Werathi guards kind of like jump up, like, oh, what's going on? And there is still that active plan. So, what do you want to do, Yasha?
All right, now's my chance to shine. Here we go.
Bugs! Bees!
Oh gosh, that was
Gnats all over the place.
gnats.
Bees!
Oh gosh, it was a horrible roll. Anyways, it was a 65. Oh, let's see.
So, did you fail?
I failed. Yeah.
You go to begin casting these energies, and you're like, something catches your attention. You kind of mispronounce one of the words from your spell book, and you can see this cloud kind of erupt in between the two of them, and then it just kind of flitters into this black little fine dust, and they're looking at you. They're looking at each other, and then they notice you, and then they're looking down at 88, and 88's like, "Well, let them in. They're fine."
Oh.
And the Rathi just kind of look over, and they see you, and they kind of they see Katra, and they kind of like do that like that muscle up thing where they kind of like stand up even straighter, like look how much more powerful than we are. And all 6 of their arms have got 2 of them are crossed, 2 of them are holding this big old sword, and the other 2 are kind of like just they're crossed as well, just hanging out there. And you guys kind of make your way into it, and they just kind of give you this as you walk by this this snorting sound at you, Katra.
they're so much better than you.
They say something to each other in some language that you've never heard before, and then they laugh. They both laugh, and then as soon as you enter the door, 88 kind of closes it behind you, and he makes his squeaky way back with his wheels back to the table, and the switch goes, "Well, make sure they have drinks as well." And you can almost hear like a chirp come from 88, and it's almost like a indignant, like, "Do I have to?" kind of chirp, like a kind of thing. And it kind of makes it kind of picks up the tray and kind of comes around to you, and there's a couple of glasses of wine. "I'm glad you made it. The door is always welcome to come in. Don't worry about the guards out there. They're only as a deterrent." And then as you guys begin to settle in, you start to see these. You now notice the shadows are moving in a not like in a rhythmic, but they kind of like move like they're living. And they move into a specific place. Kind of there's like 2 or 3 behind him and 2 or 3 on either side of you.
Right. I'm glad you two made it unharmed. This worked out better than we had anticipated. No fighting needed.
Oh, I'm a collector of information. You don't need to fight for that. So, what is it you've come to look for?
This is Switch right here. He's the man we're.
That's me. You have found Switch. He gives you this. He gives you this greasy grin. He's dressed. he's dressed in these kind of refined clothing, and you notice that his left upper arm is a complete is completely metal. And you can hear weird whirring of machine as he moves his arm around. As he picks up things and moves things around. Oh, Maya. Oh, she's finally decided to pick up that cargo, I see. Well, with all deals being done, information comes at a premium, and those who pay the best always get the best information.
We were under the impression that she had already paid retrieving it for her.
Hey, D&D Denial, how are you? Thank you for the rescribe. Well, she must not have been able to completely tell you that information does have a price.
Yes, as I said, we were under the impression.
Well, you've come for me for information, correct?
Yes,
Would you not say information has a price and is a valuable tool?
of course.
And
We
would you
just
say that anything less than paying for that valuable tool would be a waste of my talents for you?
absolutely not. That's not what I was implying. Merely that paid ahead of time. We were under that
Oh
assumption.
no! I never pay for information ahead of time because the information could change. Prices could go up. Prices could go down.
It's true. This is true. You speak
And
the truth.
he starts to pour a glass of the wine for himself. He goes, so Maya sent you for information. Um, and he kind of stops and he takes a sip and sets it down. And you get the feeling he's waiting for you to, slide the silver. We all do.
Of course, of course. So, what was the agreed?
So, how much is this information going to cost us?
Oh, just a mere 250 silver pieces.
All right. And I'll take out 200 silver pieces and slide it over.
Oh, very well. So, the cargo that you need to that I'm holding for you is a security officer for the. Check my notes real quick. For the Kata rebels. Um, Not so much a person
We're
as
planning their safe passage.
you're purchasing their safe passage, and you're going to need to get to them. The cargo is actually held in the main docking bay on the blue deck above me. That is being held. That is in the hands of the Ball Corporation. You need to be very careful with them because they are true non-human up there, and there's really no other way to get in there, unlike this place. It is he explains to you that it's a section of the station heavily traveled by certain individuals that broker in illegal items. And he kind of mentions that the Ball Corporation is actually a front for the Hazul Syndicate. Um, and they're actually trying to work against the control that the Hazul Syndicate has over this region of the Void beyond, which is a fairly large section. It's several. It's almost a Lojasar in size, and which is equivalent of a almost a full light year, if we were going to talk about that in size and difference around in there and the of this portion of the void above Kralis. Yes. Out of character, yes. Well, she is in the business to have that happen. Now, if that is all the information that you need, unless you want to know more about the item that you're picking up, our business is concluded, and 88 will see you out.
Well, you said the cargo container.
I'm sorry, say that again? You broke up.
How are we going to locate the?
Oh, once you see it, you'll know exactly what you're looking for. And, you know, for a small minor cost, I could better describe it for you. You can make your way to the blue deck, most definitely.
Absolutely not. So, let me ask you this then. At whatever reasonable price you can offer, this Azul Syndicate, they're running the station, right?
They are in control of shall we say, the administration of the station.
Right. And I'm assuming there's a straightforward path to the container. Is it in a section that we're going to need to bypass?
Well, unfortunately, it is in the main hangar of the blue deck. So you're going to have to, and the blue deck is not to say that they won't necessarily allow non-humans in it, but you will find yourself, let's say, at the ends of less than better treatment. Ooh, we lost Dee Dee.
She's gone.
She's
Game
gone.
over.
Game over.
She
Time
quit.
to go home. She quit.
Yep, quit. She quit the game.
Yeah,
Quit
she
the
was
game.
highly upset with
Took her
all
dice
this.
and went home.
She's like, I don't like the information. I'm leaving.
Like, I don't like the information. I'm done.
Hey, stop,
I'm being
guys!
railroaded here. I am out.
That's it. I'll go to bed.
Okay. So, as someone who's familiar with the station and its work switch, do you have information on a way we could reasonably make our way in?
No, you're going to need some sort of distraction, to be honest with you.
Of course.
I think we're pretty good at distractions. Not
I bet you
fun.
are. And he kind of looks up at you and goes, "I bet you are." And he does it in such a way that it's a sultry, like, voice of, "I bet you are."
Well,
Yeah, you get the feeling that was a complete hit, like a complete come on. Oh, I could more than appreciate it.
All right. With the drool.
Charisma check. So far, you have drooled on yourself. You've made a complete winking mistake. See what happens now. Okay, so it's not as bad as a wink as the last time when you drooled on yourself, but he's not turned away from it. He's like, oh, and he swirls the wine in his flask and just maybe we can talk later. Um,
One last thing then, Switch. How soon is it?
you broke up there. Say
Of
again.
course. I had this problem last night too. How long is this cargo going to remain in this location before it's moved? Can you say?
Well, it's cargo. It'll be there until it's retrieved.
Yes. Do you know when it's bound to be retrieved? Is that something, as a man of one who collects information, is that something within your grasp to know?
I would say sooner rather than later.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. I think we should be on our way then, unless there's anything else the two of you could think to ask him.
Charisma check. And I'm not calling for a convince roll because you're flirting. So this is more of a flirtation. So it's a charisma roll. Out of on a Hi, is there any more stuff that you can tell us about? As you try to be this alluring like god of potentiality, and you just like he's amused. He smiles. He goes, "You are something of a unique individual, aren't you?" As he's swirling the wine around in his glass, and gives you this long stare, just like, It gets to the point to where it's almost what's the word, like it's almost like too much, like you're getting kind of like really kind of like not negative vibes, but just vibes like, yeah, skeevy vibes, like you're being picked up in a brothel kind of vibes.
You taught me how to wink, but I don't know if I'm doing so good on the other stuff.
Ah, have you seen the hair on me? Are you sure?
And so he kind of turns to you, Tarek, because you've been the predominant, but doesn't quite take his eyes off of Kacha. Goes, is there any other business that you'd be like willing or into?
I think for the moment our business is concluded, but if I think of anything, I'll be sure to visit again.
So are you effectively getting up and saying that thank you for all the information and leaving?
Yes.
Is this what I'm picking up?
Correct.
As you guys begin to do, and he cheers good. He goes, all in all, we'll see you soon. And as he said, as the last word falls from his lips, you hear beyond the door squealing and a hail of bolts and ricochet happening on the other side of the door. They easily heard on this side. And then suddenly bursting into the room is this very robust greasy looking Kova, and a handful of his thugs. As the sounds of combat continue echo from the outside and burst in the midst of the rabble is this Kova, and he snarls, "So, you thought you could hide your deal with the Offworlders from me? I'm tired of not getting my cut. Turn him into a scrap, boys." Initiative. Okay. So, Tarek, I have you at 26. Yasa, I have you at 20. And then, Katra, would you roll? Oh, you went up. Awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
I'll keep mine.
You keep yours? Right. So let's go ahead and move on over to the combat map here. Let's see here. Where are you guys? Gotta pull you over. Yeah, you're right there. So what we'll do is we'll pull you guys over to here. You guys can control yourselves. Let me go ahead and draw this up just real quick. Just gonna sketch it out. So, ooh, that's a bad line. Oh my gosh. There's that. Let's see here. We will use right. That's exactly what it represents. On here, what we'll do is we will put out the series. If I can find them, we'll put him here. We will put the Kova up here. We'll move this down just a little bit. And then we will use this for his thugs. We're going to put you guys kind of like right here. And then back over here, let's go ahead and I will draw the desk. It kind of sits right here. Back into the wall. Let me go ahead and change colors here. These are like cargo and crates that are kind of situated here and there. And then I also need to pull out, what should we use? We'll use these as his bodyguards. Right? Yanaway! Hanaway. Hanaway's here. You are all safe now. So, as we begin initiative, you suddenly hear the thwacking of crossbow bolts. As a couple of these guys kind of fall to the ground wounded, right? And we will turn to Tarek. It's your initiative.
All right, let's see here. So, things on the left and right. What again? I missed it as you were placing them.
Okay, so these guys here that are on the left and right and behind him are Switch's bodyguards. And these ones that are up here are Gangalor's thugs and Gangalore himself in the middle. And they are all Kova, and they're all armed with pistols. Like, Dad, don't put me down. You can't put me down.
Yeah, she's in that mood right now. Cuddles are her favorite thing. She doesn't like to be set down, so. Yeah, this is all she wants. She wants cuddles. All right, so guys with pistols, let me look at my spells here real fast. I only got 2 screens, so give me a second. Spell list. I think I'm going to start with my entropic force ball. And I'm going to target
With your what? In your what?
my entropic force ball.
Okay. So, all right. So, go ahead and make your roll on your for your Jinhu discipline.
That's going to be a 31 to 5, so 2 successes.
So you begin. You finish the hand symbols in this ball of spinning energy, black and purple energy, in your palm of hand, and appears and generates. And you go to throw it at a target. Who are you throwing it at?
Yeah. So I'm bodyguard.
You broke up. Sorry, bud.
That's weird. Far left. The bodyguard on the far left.
This guy in yellow?
Yes.
Okay. So you throw it at him, and you got how many successes?
2.
2. So they actually, so this is an agility check at a TS of 4. He actually dodges this one, even with him wounded. He rolled an ot 4, so even with criticals, he dodges it all day long. And your entropic force ball kind of flies through and smashes into the floor behind him into this spectacular ball of light and energy.
Okay. And I think where's my root? This one. I'm gonna go ahead and my 15 and just put myself right in front of him.
So you're going to go
Bam.
where?
There.
To there? Okay. Very
Yeah,
good.
I'm just gonna move myself right in front.
All right.
And
that ends your turn, yes?
yeah, that'll end my turn.
Yasha, your turn.
All right, so let's see. I think I'll try to attack the same one. And I'm going to do my... Let's see. Yeah, let's do my energy globe. I'm going to try it. And I got a 10. It gets a 62.
So what's your rolled against your spellcraft? That's a failure for you,
Ooh.
right? It's a failure.
Yeah, it
you
is.
cast a spell and the energies come to hand, and then they just kind of dissipate as you fumble a word or two in the casting of the spell.
All right, I'm gonna do a do one of my lucks. Yeah, reroll.
It looks like you're getting a heroic luck from the Lord Baron.
Oh yes, thank you so much. Oh yes.
Dee Dee also gave you one, so you've got 2.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, nice. So that one is a 30 against a 62, so 3 successes.
Highway robbery. Suck it, Nick. Highway robbery. Highway robbery. I can't give them heroic luck as hard as I want. All right, I will reduce it to 1,500 for you the next time we play, but I can't do it now. Highway robbery. No, 1,000, 1,500. So did you cast it again?
Yeah, and I got
Were you
30.
successful?
Yeah, I got 3 successes.
How I'm sorry. How many?
3.
Nick's distracting me. It's all Nick's fault. So and you're using right. He's distracting me. And you're using energy globe, right? It's a magical defense, and you got 3 successes. You said
Correct.
your mom is. You're gonna be. Um,
Oh, I got 5, I
you
guess.
got 5
Yes.
successes. See, now I'm not sure. Now I don't know if I can trust him. You too, Dee Dee. So what did you roll?
Okay, so since I got 5, I got no, it's
So
kidding.
I think you got 3 successes. He gets 1 success on his defense, so you got a total of 2 successes. You still hit him, and he's going to be dazed for the next 9 turns. Who were you targeting? This guy?
Yeah, this one right here. Yeah.
Purple in here. So the globe hits him in his face and his eyes, and he starts acting out. He rolled a nat too. Bullshit. He's dazed and he takes some damage as the globe hits him from as it shoots out from your hands. That is a full action for you. Do you want to move or anything?
Yeah, I'll kind of back up to right here.
Okay. You see Gangalore kind of move over here out of the way, and his goons kind of steps over here to attack you. This one kind of rushes forward at you, Katra. This one kind of slinks back, knowing that he's wounded, and this one kind of charges forward towards you. He gets to right about there. So, Tarek, he gets 2 3 critical. With an additional 5, so that's 8 successes worth of damage. Do you want to ignore his critical?
Yes, I do.
That would be, let's see, heroic luck. To do so would be, that will be 2 heroic luck to avoid that.
Okay. Understood.
So he's only going to hit you for 4 successes. So it's going to be 20 points of damage altogether. Well, you also get your physical defense. You still get your physical defense.
I was gonna say, let me roll that real. Yeah. So, it is 28 to my 61. So that's 4 successes.
4 successes. Yeah, you dodge out of the way of the. He doesn't fire the weapon. He comes up and he tries to beat you with it. You get the sense that they're trying to knock you out or cause you that kind of damage. They're trying to beat you down. Nope. This one, Katra, runs up to you and kind of comes to a sliding position and fires his pistol at you. Rolls an +9, which is a critical hit for pistols, for an additional 7 successes. So that will be 13 successes of damage altogether. No. So what you do? So you've got 13 successes. You can spend 2 heroic luck to ignore the critical, in which you would only have to worry about 7 successes altogether. Then you still get your physical defense to avoid that. Do you want to spend the heroic luck? All right. So you ignore the critical. Now you have to roll against your physical defense, and it's 7 successes. You don't have to get all 7, right? You want to, but however many successes you get in your physical defense subtracts from his total number of successes for his attack. I don't know who you're talking about, Nick. I don't know what you're talking about. 36 against 60. Your physical defense is 67? Wow. So that's 4 successes altogether. So that's 3 successes worth of damage. He does 15 points of damage to you that ignores your armor. It blasts right through you, through your armor, and hits you directly. So 15 points of damage. All right. Let's see what I can do here. I think I can. A second. Activity. points. Edit. Manage. Heroic luck bonus. Oh, let's edit that. Oh, we'll make that 5,000.
5,000.
All right, I made it 1,500. Jeez, Nick. Jeez. It should be 1,500 now, yeah? Yeah, I can't. Like, I don't think I can do it in my own. Yeah, I can't do it in my own channel. Right on. And then let's see. I don't know if this is actually a possibility. I don't think I can give. Can I give you channel points? I don't think I can give you channel points. I would. I'd give you back 1,500, so you could have your channel points back. Bruh, I only get 200 or 300 per stream. Well, if you were here like me all the time, you'd get a lot more. Anyways, yeah, you take 15 points of damage directly to you because these ignore armor, and pistols tend to ignore. Just to give you the exact thing that they do. There is. They
Not through the heart, and you're too late.
no. Standard firearms. They ignore. I think it's 15 for these guys. Let me double check. Yeah. So they ignore 15 points of armor. Rifles ignore 20. You give guns a bad name. If I can figure out how to give you channel points, I'm going to give you channel points for that. That was awesome. How can I not give you channel points?
You are not in charge of your own channel.
I know that sucks, right? I should be in charge of my own channel. I should be able to give anybody I want, channel points.
I do what I want.
I want to do what I want.
Respect my authority.
Respect my authority. The other one, my authority. Owlbear. I lost my owlbear. There's my owlbear. This one kind of slides up in front of you, Yasha, and he fires his pistol to see what he can do. And he misses the first shot. Frustrated, he fires again and gets 2 successes. So what you need to do is you need to roll your physical defense, and you have a target success of 2.
$24 against 45. So 2,
So
3.
you got exactly 2 successes, so you dodge out of the way. He fires one more time at you and misses completely. You can feel the electrical energy of the bolts as they dodge or shoot past you. Katra, your turn. Oof. So right of your weapon craft. So in your on your weapons where it has like the Imperial sword and then there's a larger number there. Roll against that. So that is a 3 successes. 3 successes. I rolled a +3 in the in his physical defense. You go to sweep at him and you go to aim right for his head, and he kind of just slides into almost like a semi like one of those heroic poses where he's one knee's bent, one leg's pulled out as you zip past his head. You want to strike at him again? It'll be at a -10 this time. Was that too fast for you? Okay. Because I said it really fast. I just realized I said it super fast. So what improved multiple strike allows you to do, so normally if people are striking multiple times without it, it's a -10, -20, -30, -40, -50 to their attacks. With the improved multiple strike, your first one is a 0. Your second attack will be at a -10. Your third one would be at a -20. So it's reduced by 10, the penalty is. And if you take improved multiple strike again, you reduce the penalties even further. So you can attack again. So your attack skill is what? 60 what? Your for the sword, for the Imperial sword, what is your weaponcraft skill? All right. So if you want to attack again, it would be at a -10, so it would be a 59, but it gives you a chance to attack again. Sure, I'll let you do that as a move action. It'll be an opposed agility check. So go ahead and roll your agility. I've got 3 successes. So that's 5 successes. You reach out and you grab his gun by the barrel. Do you want to yank it out of his hand? All right, strength check. It's a opposed strength check because he's not going to let it go easily. He's got 5 successes on that one. You rip that out of his hand, and he actually cries in pain because you break his finger where he was holding on to for the trigger, and it just snaps backwards, and you've got the gun in one hand, and your sword in another. Okay,
You also have his finger.
And well, no, it's broke off. It didn't come off. It just
Oh, come on!
They broke it as they pulled
Give
it
her
out.
the finger.
I'm not gonna give the finger. That's inappropriate. Thank you. Yeah, no. So you toss it behind you, and you kind of hear it go off as it hits the ground behind you, and ting, 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 ting. That is your full action and your move action. You have a simple action left, unless you're going to do something that's a simple action. Your turn is done. Okay, Tarek, it's your turn.
All right. I think what I'm gonna do. I have 3 enemies that are within 10 feet of me. I'm gonna go ahead and Fury Explosion, which is a 10-foot radius around me. Let's see how many of these guys I hit. Well, I'm gonna hopefully hit all 3 of them. Weird. That's gonna be a 7 against my 55.
So
that's 5 successes.
Yeah, so you'll hit. Hold on.
I hit 3 of them. I measured out 10 feet around me.
Yeah, so you hit the 3 that are. So you miss Katra barely.
Yeah, barely.
You catch those 3 that are kind of near you. And so that's a Jinhu defense. You literally cause the air around you to suddenly explode in a violent force, causing those within the area to suffer damage from an explosive power.
That's right.
So the first one he's got, and how many successes did you get?
It was 5 successes, so 6 times 5 is 30.
So he's got 2 successes on that one. The other guy gets 1 success, and the final guy gets an +2 critical, so he succeeds. But you definitely damage 2 of them. We'll say that you damage the guy in yellow, and the guy here in front of you as well as yellow. Those are the 2 damage. The one that dodged is the one that's way over.
So it's just damage divided, so they each take 15 damage.
So you do. So basically, the damage. So how many? So you got 5. So that's 30 points of damage.
Yep, divided.
Right, but after that, so this guy that's in the yellow and red takes enough damage. He kind of falls, crumples to the ground. The other guy in yellow, he takes a full blast. He kind of covers himself up as the blast hits him, and does a fairly good amount of damage to the floor around you. You can see that it buckles the metal a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That is a full action for you. Do you want to do a movement action, or are you done?
I think I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. I'm
Okay.
not gonna move. I'm just gonna. hold
Yasha, it's your turn. You got this guy on you. He's got his pistol trained at you.
All right. You know, I'm gonna try a aggravate wounds.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, let me take a quick look. 1 base damage, bleed every 5 turn. Bleed 5 every turn. And
So you're gonna cause the wounds
20.
out of the, well, hold on, before you do that, I have to actually double check something real quick. Let's hear aggravate wounds, AG. All right, yeah, very good. So basically, you're going to cause the guys that's wounded. Which one are you going to target?
The one right in front of me. And I got 26 against 62.
Wait. So this guy, right, the guy that's in green.
Oh, wrong. Yeah, this one here. Yeah.
Yeah, he has no wounds, visible wounds.
Oh,
work on it.
wait.
It only aggravates
This
wounds
one.
that are already.
Yeah,
So
these
you're
ones
gonna
up here
reach out
have.
to this guy. All right.
Yeah, I'll
those
do
guys
this
are
one.
wounded out there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do this one up here.
All right.
And it was a 26 for a 62, so 4. Yeah, 4 successes.
So it's a magical defense. For critical, 1. He's got 5 successes with that roll. You effectively cast a spell, but he defended against it magically. Do you want to try it again? Actually, you can't. It's a full action. There are ways for you to actually do double spells, but you would have to spend an additional 30 fatigue to try to cast a spell again.
Okay, I'll do that.
And wait, don't you have dual casting?
Yes.
I believe dual casting, if you actually use that, allows you to cast the spell twice at the same target, making him, I believe, have to roll 2 attempts to avoid it. Give me a second. Casting. Yeah, I'll go ahead and allow you. Just remember that when you go to try to cast dual casting, it's a -20 to your spellcraft check to actually do it. I'll go ahead and allow it, and I'll go ahead and make him have another magical defense. With this one, he's got 2 successes. So out of your 4, 2 get through. And I believe I gotta go back to the spell. Aggravate wounds. Yep. Deals. So basically, what you're going to be doing is you're causing 2 times your intelligence modifier bonus damage to those wounds. What's your bonus? What's your intelligence modifier? 5.
Intelligence is 6. Oh wait, no, hold on, my bad, wrong one.
7. Sorry,
7. Yeah.
It should be 7. So you deal 14 points of additional damage to him, and since he failed his full defense, he's going to bleed an additional 4 points of damage every turn.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
Yes, I'll move also. Kind of get back here just a little bit more right there. And I'll end my turn.
All right, fantastic. These guys kind of. I need to take that off. This guy kind of charges forward at Katra. These guys are going to swing at you, and then suddenly you hear Ganga Lore kind of, "All right, guys, what are you waiting for?"
Nothing.
So these two guys are going to swing at you. The guy that's actually really badly damaged gets a negative modifier. He actually misses you with that. The guy next to you is slightly wounded. He hits you for 4 successes. Tarek.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Let's see here. What do I roll? It's gonna be 65. So that's gonna be 35 to my 61. So 3 successes. So I take 1 success of damage.
I'm sorry, you rolled what?
I rolled 35 to my 6, so I get 3 successes.
So that's 3 successes. He got 4. So you're going to take 1. You're going to take 5 points of damage with the pistol that ignores armor.
Okay. Got it.
He's going to fire again at you and misses. Fires one more time and misses as well. We'll wait for DD to get back, so that is not happening. And then suddenly, with Gangor speaking up, these two guys kind of jump down and prepare to look like they're getting ready to attack you guys.
Wait, what?
So you've got this guy who jumps down with swords, and he goes to. You're actually technically you kind of surrounded, Derek, but one guy's kind of really badly hurt, so I'm not going to have him give him the have you suffer your a penalty for defense. He's got 4 successes with you with a dagger as he tries to stick you in the back.
Give me good, give me good, give me good. Another 35. So it's the same. So 3 successes.
So he stabs you for 4 points of damage. Good night, Nick. Thanks for hanging out. We're almost done here. Sticks you for 4 points of damage, but I believe your armor absorbs it. It better. If it's not, you've got some really bad armor.
I'm trying to see what armor I have.
Are you still wearing your? You guys haven't changed out of your void suit, so it has a base on armor absorption.
Oh, that's right, right. 18 points
18
on my void.
So, Didi, what you missed is these two guys kind of rushed up on you guys and started fighting you, and then Ganga at one point says, "Okay, guys, what are you waiting for?" And then suddenly the shadows that were apparently supposed to be Switch's bodyguards jump out and begin to attack you and Switch. So that's where we're at. So Katra, you are effectively surrounded. So you're going to suffer a penalty to your defense, I believe, for being flanked.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's right.
If you are flanked, it'll suffer you a minus 25 to your physical defense when you get to roll it. So the first guy fires a pistol at you. He misses. He's going to fire again and misses. The second guy fires his pistol. He's got 2 successes on you. So your physical defense is what right now? Will be 42. So you need to roll below 42, and you need to get 2 or more successes. That's 3 successes. You dodge out of the way of that one. He fires again. He's got 3 successes. Just do the exact same roll again. So remember, the way this works, Didi, just so you know, every time you get attacked or I get attacked, we get a chance to avoid that by using our physical defense or parry or whatever other cool abilities you have to avoid getting hit. So when I say you've been hit for 3 successes, you need to roll your physical defense at whatever penalties or bonuses you have, and you want to get that your target success, or to relate, because you play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, the DC is like whatever it is. So like if it's 25, you have to roll a 25 or better, right? In this, it's the same kind of concept. You have to roll at least 3 successes to avoid getting hit completely. If you don't, you still get hit. It may not be as bad of damage as if you completely fumbled it or missed it completely. Okay. I just and you're at a 42, so that's 2. So you still get hit by 1. You hit for 5 points of damage that ignores your armor and hits you directly. And the guy behind you jumps out with a long sword. He critically is going to strike you. I have an ot 5. That's a 10. That's a 9. So 19, 24 successes worth of damage with a dagger to your back.
Oh.
Now you can ignore the critical hit by expending 2 heroic luck if you have it. And then you're going to only suffer the 5 points, the 5 successes.
Yeah, gotta do it. The 24 successes dead.
You rolled a what? So that's 2 successes, so 3. You're hit with 15 points of damage that ignore your armor and directly dealt to you. He's only going to attack you once. Yasha, this guy reaches out and attacks you with an ot 1 critical. I only roll one additional critical, but that's 7 successes worth of damage. So now you can roll your physical defense, or you can spend heroic luck to ignore the critical, which is only 1 success more than what I have. So I have a total of 6 successes so far. 7 total.
Yeah, I'll spend my heroic luck.
For 1 success? 1 success?
Well, let's see.
She got hit by 22 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll roll.
Roll for it. You're not.
33
you're not really flanked.
Against 45. Yeah, so
45.
1.
So no, you're not flanked.
Oh.
You aren't flanked. You are kind of flanking the guy that's directly behind Contra in a sense, but you are not flanked exactly because they're not focused on you. Only one guy's focused on you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Focused on these muscles.
Right.
Okay, so I got a 34.
And your physical defense is what?
45.
So you got 2 successes out of the 6. So you get hit for 4. He shanks you for 20 points of damage. So if you have armor, do you have armor? Yes?
Yes.
So you're still wearing the void suit, so 18. You only take 2 points of damage, but your void suit is now got a hole in it.
All this time I was doing just great. No.
And since it's midnight, we're going to stop here. We will pick up the next time in the middle of combat. Because I know that you guys are tired, and Dee Dee, I know you got to get to work, and I want to keep you up any later than is necessary. So we will continue this in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sound good?
Sounds good.
And we'll just pick up from here when you guys are full, hopefully, and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and award you guys each 1,500 merit points for your moving to your next rank, because you did a lot of role playing today. I think that's obvious. I don't do what Nick does with you guys assign things. I could. I just have never done that. So that is that, and we will call it a night. So everybody that's out there who's still with us and still watching us, thank you for hanging out with us for so late. It's really only midnight their time. It's 1 a.m. my time. So, and I know that you've got the babe that you need to take care of there.
Oh, yeah.
Fabulous.
Get her to
And
sleep.
Dee, you're already yawning. I can, and stuff. And go do what you need to do to be an awesome banker tomorrow. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Alrighty.
All right, sounds good.
As always, everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and
Stay legendary.
Very legendary.
everybody say goodbye.
Good
Goodbye.
night.
Good night.
All right. Yeah, the Kickstarter starts in 2 days, but the people who are already know that are the only people left watching. So, hey, good session, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm
Yeah.
really hoping to get a lot more rolling, some RP rolling for you guys to show you how the social skills and social usage of things can actually work in Legends.
Yeah,
of
that
Pilot
was good. That was good.
and stuff.
Worked out great.
And there we have it.
We have it all. Aw, you're surrounded. I'm surrounded. We're all surrounded.
You're all surrounded, and they've turned the tables on you.
I see that. Those shadows. Not happy about that.
Yeah. Well, no, the shadows are actually for Darig. They're a type of demonic beings, in a sense, that are slavers in the Omniverse, and they just happen to be in the employee in the.
And also to my Twitch, thank you guys so much for being here. I want to say you all have a great night, and if you like what you see, follow Kralis Game Master. Also, try his game out, The Legend of Kralis. I mean, he does a lot of one-shots, two-shots, campaigns, and he actually made this game himself. Thank you so much for being here. And if you like what you've seen, go follow him, give him a follow, give him a like. And if you, want, go and give me a follow too. And until next time, you all have a great night.
Again, I'm trying to expose